Welcome into the Dice Dragons Guild. In this hall, we unite under one banner. Live by the die.
Die by the die.
It's
Lucky
a
past few weeks. Yes.
This does not bode well.
Nope. Just threw
That's the best
that
I've
over
had
there.
in like 2 months, okay?
good.
Thanks.
It's a double digit.
Not too shabby.
It's a double digit.
Well, I have some good news. So thank you to Grem, our lovely, lovely friend Grem, who, using the channel points on our Twitch channel, where we do stream this recorded show on Saturdays, maybe moving to Thursdays, but we record it either way. Go follow us, you'll be notified. But thank you to Graham for giving a nat 20 to Kethra, which I believe you wrote last week.
Thank you.
So you can use a nat 20 at any role that you would do.
Thank you. Wow.
Does
And-
does
Don't forget,
move on to
right?
that for the
I'm
second
gonna write
one?
that down.
No, like whenever, just don't forget you have it.
Nice.
'Cause-
That
and Kai as well.
Oh,
You did.
right. Hey, hey.
And also,
Thank you.
oh no, that was just naming a star. I was gonna say and me, but no, it was yours. She named the star after me. So thanks, Kai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How long have you been climbing? If you listened to the protests coming from each and every muscle in your body, you would swear it must have been days. Midway through the trial, you find yourself climbing alongside the other initiates of the Keepers, the shortest of the towering Vastgan mountains, serving as both your challenge and your proving ground. The wind howls, tugging at your clothes and whipping your hair into a frenzy as you navigate the treacherous terrain. Your muscles strain with effort as you cling to the rocky surface, carefully selecting each handhold and foothold. The weight of the drakes on the shoulders of your companions adds an extra layer of difficulty to their ascent, but also a sense of camaraderie. They are not in this alone. Determination pushes them forward step by step, their faithful bonded partner always close by. But you are alone. Amidst the exhilaration of the climb, quiet whispers and scoffing laughter occasionally reach your ears. The other initiates, accompanied by their dragon-like partners, can't resist the opportunity to belittle you. The oldest initiate without a bonded partner. Of course, though the wind carries their jests and jeers to you on this trial, they wouldn't dare to do so back home, where the leaders might hear. And even now, they know how far they can take it. You're meant to be a family, after all. Siblings, of sorts. But siblings can be assholes, too. As you ascend further, the path narrows, leaving little room for error. The steep drop below seems to grow deeper with each passing moment, and a sense of vertigo threatens to unsettle your focus. But you push forward, your heart pounding in your chest, determined to prove your worth. Suddenly, a loud crack splits the air, echoing through the mountains. A section of the path crumbles, dislodging rocks and sending debris cascading down the slope. Panic flashes across the faces of the initiates as their drakes as they scramble to find secure footing. In that moment, amidst the chaos, a spirit of camaraderie emerges. Your own experience navigating the mountains without a drake becomes a valuable asset. You lend a helping hand to those struggling, guiding them to safer footing and offering words of encouragement. One particular initiate hangs from the side of the mountain, by one hand, the other desperately grasping onto the tail of their slipping drake. You and the others form a bridge of sorts, bonded by the strength of your arms holding tight. You calm your sibling, reminding them that their drake will be okay. They can let go. They need to trust you. Let go of the drake and take hold of your hand instead. Their drake has many lives, but only if they, the initiate, themselves continue to live. Tense moments pass that again feel like years until they let go, closing their eyes as their drake plummets downwards. And then their hand wraps around your forearm, completing the bridge. The storm of ridicule has transformed into a storm of determination, and together with your fellow initiates you forge ahead, defying the odds and proving your mettle. The laughter that once haunted your steps is drowned out by the sound of your collective triumph echoing through the mountains. As the summit draws near, fatigue courses through your body, threatening to hinder your progress, but a surge of adrenaline propels you forward. With one final burst of strength, you reach the peak, breathless and exhausted. As you stand atop the Vascan Mountains, the vast expanse stretching before you, a sense of belonging washes over you. You may not have a drake companion by your side, but you have proven that your determination, courage, and compassion make you a true keeper. The keeper leaders, witnessing your resilience and the unity you fosters, nod in approval. You may have begun the trial as an outsider, but you emerge as a vital thread in the tapestry of the keepers. In the midst of your triumph, the winds carry away the echoes of past mockery, replacing them with the resounding notes of admiration and respect. You can't help but smile as you recall that day, while tightening some of the rope for your ascent further up the laughing rise. You hear Theratrix's voice. Eldon, you are smiling. Are you remembering?
I am. This reminds me of a day, a good day.
A good day. Can you tell me about it?
He'll tell him about it, like in his, like, is he talking to him in his head, or are they talking out loud?
He's talking out loud, but if you switch.
Yeah, he'll tell him all about the day and how it felt nice to belong and not be on the outside of things.
Does my appearance mean that you will belong, regardless?
Yes, in a way. There's not been a keeper that hasn't had a drake. Not of the Drake Wardens, anyways. So, but
I am not a drake.
that's true.
So
Apologies.
will you still belong?
I'm not sure, actually. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure how others will react.
But our purpose is to protect,
It is,
and that's what we will do.
no matter what. He's like, as he's doing like hammering in things for everybody, even though this guy could probably just walk up the wall and do it himself.
Isn't that what he's doing?
So you all are standing there on the Laughing Rise. Your companion, Kaelin, the hunter, headed back towards the Balstead village, which appears to be on fire, according to a plume of smoke that you can see rising up from its location at the base of the mountain. Your task, to continue on. You've heard that there is a goddess here who may have answers for the questions that you have. And perhaps you will be able to talk to her. If she exists. If she wants to talk to you at all. So with Eldon finishing up the preparation to continue on with your climb, is there anything else anyone wants to prepare to do?
Did we all hear that conversation between Eldon and Theratrix?
It was said out loud,
Okay.
so I don't know how much you hear over like the wind or whatever's happening. I think we're still all pretty close together, right?
Yeah, I would imagine. It's not a mosquito.
Yeah. Got it.
You did? Nice.
It's a cat.
It's on the wall right there.
It's on the wall.
No,
There's more than one.
I'm getting it.
Kill it. Flip flop it. Yes. Did you smear it?
I I tried. I don't like
Disintegrated.
it.
I'll find its carcass tomorrow.
All right, so preparing, Kethra, you kind of tugging Sally, the goat, that has been left in your charge with some of the climbing supplies and emergency rations. You all begin ascending part of the more difficult. There's no area, and Kaylin had told you this a while back. Like, it's not like there's a straight climb up the side of the mountain type deal, but it does get treacherous here and there. And you continue on with your journey. At a certain point, you round a corner as you're climbing an easier area. And as you do, you all see this very interesting sight. Like, there's a moment where you tense up because there's so much movement, but looking across at another cliffside that runs kind of perpendicular to the one that you're on, you see all of these various shades of whites and grays and browns. Goats very similar to Sally, who you have with you.
How many goats we talking about? Like, we thought the mountainside was moving in down of goats, or?
Not hundreds, but a couple dozen that seem to be out and about today on the other side. And you look across at them, and there's just that, in a world of magic, still somehow these goats are surprising, as they just seem to stand vertically on what? I don't know. But anybody who's seen these things are like, it's like, what the fuck is even happening?
You ever look
here?
a goat in the eyes?
Yeah, they have the weird.
Yes,
I mean,
but-
that's the reason that they're like associated with demons.
They
It's
have
like,
those weird oblong pupils.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the Kermit the Frog side of his eyes. It's like, he's fucked up.
There's a video of one that I saw years ago of one climbing up the face of like a dam
Yeah, they're
somewhere, and it's like you can't. There's nothing to.
No!
go, and they still do it.
I don't get it.
Spider goat.
Not to totally derail this, but have you seen the video of like the Buddhist monk dude that's climbing up like this incline like this? There's like a dude,
No
like,
hands.
He's got what we have, like he's climbing up, he's got like ropes and shit, and then like the camera turns, it's got like a helmet GoPro, and there's just this like Tibetan monk, and he's just
I did see that, yeah.
like walking
No hands.
casually up the fucking side of the mountain. It's insane. It's insane.
That was you?
Picture doing extremely deep lunging half moons. That's what the guy's doing.
Yeah. So like the comments
Well-
are like, oh, he's just like following like footholes. It's like that's still goddamn steep for footholes, and he's not. He's just his hands are down by the
If
side.
he
You know how much
sneezes,
core
he's going
strength
back.
you know how much core strength that would take to hold your body that way with no hands?
Yeah.
That's holding a sit up a mountain
Right.
with your
Like-
legs down.
It's fucking crazy.
And that's all what goes through your head as you see these
Yeah,
these
it's had, like,
goats.
a
You're like they
back
are
spasm just
holding
thinking about it.
they're holding a sit up as they and as you round the corner,
Goat sit ups.
Sally.
Go just talk.
And
Sally.
hey, what's up, Gordon? Hey, Sally, nice to see you. Hey, Jimmy, it's Sally. And- What's up, Sally? How they treating you over there? Oh, it's good. I get to eat whatever I fucking want. These motherfuckers here, they got me here. I'm carrying all kinds of shit for them, but I get all kinds of treats. You all don't know what you're missing. You're looking good. You're looking good over there. Oh, thank you. You too. Looking nice and lean up on these mountaintops. I'm getting a little, but it's okay. I don't mind.
How would of all the things that have happened so far, a herd of talking goats has thrown me for the biggest leap? I'm so confused.
Looking down at my friend
Gordon,
here, making a facial gesture to
Gordon,
see if
where's-
I'm the only one that can hear this or not.
And actually, all you all can hear is as you're going. But there is a full conversation
Okay.
going on between your goat and these goats across the.
Can we tell there's a conversation going on?
I mean,
Do you speak Gotonic?
Can I cast speak with animals and listen?
you can.
Because I want to hear all this just because. And I haven't
Yeah,
heard-
if you
Get
have
all
the ability to.
goat gossip.
Yeah, I can. I'm gonna cast it because I can cast it once for free every day for a long rest.
So as the bleeding begins to go into, we were just jumping all over here, having a good day. It's a nice day. It's always a nice day. It's always a nice day. That's what I'm saying. Well, you look really good over there. Where are they bringing you? Oh, well, these fools trying to get over to Yamari. So I'm just bringing them, and they've been treating me okay. But Kaylin, she just up and left me. She just up and left me here. So I'm hoping that they'll give me a little bit more rations. I've been out here walking all day.
As she says that, I'm gonna slip a hand in my pocket and put a hand so she can.
She's like, oh, look at this. See, Gordon, look, you're missing out. She just eats the ration. You're missing out over here up in the mountains. But again, I understand because once you go down to the village, you get a little soft in the cage, And they have a whole conversation. Just this loud bleating between all of these goats with Sally. At one point, another goat hops over. And she's like, Sally! Sally!
It's like they're at the hairdresser shop.
Yeah, right.
Girl!
They're all Eddie Murphy dressed as different characters.
Janet, you're looking good over there. Yeah, be careful though.
They're not the ba goats. They're those.
Screaming goats.
You should be careful, though. Make sure they don't let you off the leash. There's been some weird stuff around here. It's been getting really, really strange up in the mountains. Oh, really? What do you mean? Well, we've been seeing something that's been flying around, so just be on the lookout, okay?
Eldon's going to look at that goat, and he's going to... I think I can actually talk to them in their language, right?
So it's either...
Comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration.
Right, so, that's really up to you if you want to speak goat or you want them to understand whatever language.
Oh, he's going to look at it and just go, bah! And that's going to be, what did this flying thing look like?
So when you say something, all of the goats just stop, including Sally, and
That's
she just
creepy.
turns and looks. They're all looking at you
There's one in the back. And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Because we brought up that movie about the little lamb kid last week. This is exactly what's going in my head. Every Sunday, they all just turn. Them weird eyes.
And you hear Janet. She goes, I'm sorry.
The flying thing you saw, the creature, what did it look like?
You see Janet kind of steps over to where Gordon and I forgot what I called the other one.
Jimmy,
I think it was.
Is this why you went to bed early last night?
No,
Come
I
on,
thought
goat
of this.
names.
I thought of this 3 weeks ago. And you can't quite hear, but they're whispering to each other something clearly. And
he's gonna go, bah! It's rude to whisper. Ah!
And Janet's like, we don't know you. It's not rude.
Definitely
Exactly how
shop.
yeah. It's exactly how a goat would respond.
Gordon, yeah. And then the deeper voice of, they probably all have the same exact voice. Another goat-like voice says, yeah, just be careful. It's got like wings to fly with. It's got a head and a long tail, and it spits something out of its body. So just be careful over there. Keep our girls safe.
We will. Bah.
You all have just been watching Eldon
He's just
bleating
at these goats.
goats.
But it's clearly a conversation.
As you kind of leaned up against the side a little bit, those of you who maybe are more afraid of heights than others, it's just what the fuck?
Hanging out on the side of a mountain talking to goats.
Shouldn't this be goat now? That's what we're thinking.
Do you need some water?
Bah. No, I'm all set, thank you. I forgot which language you were speaking in.
Okay.
So do you speak goat?
No.
Okay.
I believe his sons have gotten to his head. I've seen it before.
No, I can understand them for a short time. And they can understand me. And there's like, what are they saying? The goat saying?
They're
Just
going back
yelling.
and forth, and Sally's like, I didn't understand. I didn't know this motherfucker could understand me. I wouldn't have been saying the shit I've been saying the whole time we were walking. But thank you for the
He's still gonna like
information.
pet Sally and give her some more ration, like whatever the little stuff is. You know,
Okay.
That he's got.
Thank you. I'll see you all later.
As we're walking away, he's gonna be like, "It was nice
Conversation.
meeting you."
Suddenly ended.
Yeah, they just all get quiet and watch as you continue on your.
So
Sure.
the goats say, the talk of the goats is there's a flying creature with a couple sets of wings and a tail that spits some sort of, I'm gonna guess acid or something like that, or poison, because that's what we've come across so far. But that's what they say.
That is what the goats say. Okay.
It is what the goats say.
I trust them. The goats have no reason to lie.
Isn't that right, Sally?
Are you saying that in goat or
Yeah.
so you start bleeding at
Yeah,
her?
go
And
back.
she's like, I didn't understand anything that you all were saying, so I'm sorry. I can't agree to anything without understanding what it is. That's just it's a personal thing that I have.
These goats are complex. They've got real personality.
To us, though, it was like, do you understand, Sally? And she goes,
You see those fainting goats that when you scare them, you just fall over?
Well, Eldon, it seems you're pretty complex too. Not just the goats.
I think we all are. I talk to animals. You turn into animals. You turn into stars. You apparently can climb up walls.
apparently.
It's disconcerting.
I am normal. I am perfectly normal.
Time will tell. I've got a feeling.
Very, very normal.
Your dancing abilities are second to none. That's hardly normal.
Oh, thank you. But I am mostly normal.
Mostly. Mostly. So
Sally looks at you. She's like, "Oh, I'm famished."
he'll slip another handful. He'll actually. Oh no, that's probably way too old now. You gave us good berries
She's a
like
goat.
days ago.
Yeah, they
right?
only last a day.
Oh,
Do they just wither or whatever? They go away. If he's got
I'm
like
a goat. I'll eat it.
if he's got a
She's right. It's like
I would say
goat skinny
raisin.
poison
I was
ivy.
gonna say I might have a good berry raisin to give her. Maybe it'll keep her satisfied for a couple hours instead of a day. It's a pocket lint, a couple pieces of copper.
That's all I got.
She's like, "Don't wipe it off.
Just give her a fucking can.
That's the garnish.
Give me the good stuff." Okay. I need somebody to roll me a d8.
Where did we leave off on the round table last time?
Was it Julie that rolled the last one?
Yes.
Because I know we went this way last time. So maybe we
Does that
should just
mean it's
continue.
me?
We should
just
continue the
keep
circle.
Keep the circle going.
8, you say?
Sorry, I'm throwing
My
whole
favorite
life
baby
is-
pink.
I like the
That's
shirt.
right? Yeah. 4.
Additional.
Okay.
I don't know if it's me. Am I the only warm one?
No,
It's
I'm
warm.
fine.
It's a
I'm
little,
fine.
it's a little warm in here.
Oh, it's.
I was like, I'm wearing.
I can't lift my arms, really.
Oh, you're wearing
I'm
Mario
wearing-
overalls. So
They're
it's
very.
like-
There's a cross breeze right through the.
I was gonna say, like,
Same
those,
side.
those,
I'm not
those
having
look
fun.
insulating.
They're really not bad.
As you are climbing along, maybe another hour or so goes by. You're feeling pretty decent about your progress as a group.
After a few, this only lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So after, like, 9 or 10, well, however long I would have left after that conversation with all the herd of goats.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, like, he's gonna tell Sally, like, you know, bah, Like, my understanding of you will end, is going to end, thank you for what you're doing for us, and we'll take care of you.
Okay. She's like, thank you. And let me know when you can understand me again.
Will do.
Getting a little hungry.
He's running out of stuff out of his pockets. She's going to be chewing on, like he's going to turn his plug in his head. He's going to start chewing
that's
on
fine.
Just start grabbing those
the cloak. She's just going to
cliff vegetation that's like sticking out between the rocks.
So as you continue on, a little while goes by, an hour or so, and eventually you come across a rope hanging with pittons, old. It's hanging off of the rock wall above, and you can't really see what's up and over, but it's just kind of like a rope dangling down.
Has it been cut?
I would say make a survival check.
I guess first of all, like, what is the climbing order here?
Right,
Like,
what is the climbing
I
order?
don't wanna.
I don't know, you tell me.
I'm first
I
with...
think you, yeah.
Yeah.
You said you
And
were first.
are you still holding on to Sally? Or, like, so you're probably behind me, maybe?
Yeah.
If I was talking to the goat. Sheep.
The goat.
Goat. The goat.
Alright, so we got Eldon, Kethra.
Kyle will go last.
Alright.
Then you, then me, then.
Okay. So you're not at a point again where you're like up against the wall trying. Right now you're kind of walking along an area, but it appears that somebody climbed up. If you make a survival check to see if you can tell if it was cut or if it was.
Can I help since I'm right there?
Yeah.
Do we both want to roll, or do I want to roll advantage?
You can roll advantage since I'm helping you.
2 nat 20s.
Oh, shit.
Oh man.
So that's
Wow.
You can tell what kind of blade it was cut with if it was cut.
that's a 22
Manufactured.
total times 2.
Okay. It appears that the rope is just old and frayed, not that it was cut intentionally. That's not the impression that you get.
This has been here a while.
How can I touch it? Is it high enough to where I can?
Yep,
lower
you can
it?
grab onto
He's
it.
gonna grab it and like tug it a couple times.
You tug, and it is really secure.
How tall do we think it is? Did you say?
Sorry.
Like how long is it? Or tall? High up?
It's
I don't know what I'm saying.
probably, it's hard to say, but it's probably like 10, 15 feet. You just can't see over.
I'll go check it out.
Yes.
If you want.
Maybe it might shave time off.
Yeah, I'll climb up.
Okay.
Take a look.
You climb up the wall using the rope as
Sorry.
Yep.
So did the art path continue on? Like, did we run into like a dead end, and this is where we have, or does the
no,
path
it's
that
on
we
the
were
side. It's just like on the side of the wall.
Okay,
that
so
you're
our path still
continuing.
continued
Yeah, you
up.
can keep going
Okay,
past
okay.
it. Yeah. So you climb up, and it's not too high up. Takes you a couple minutes, minute or two, literally, and you kind of peek your head over, and you can see a little crevice that has been maybe naturally carved into the rock, and it goes around a little corner. What you can see is like the glint of something within the crevice, but you can't reach it from where you're at. You'd have to climb up and go
How far away is it from where I'm at?
like 10 feet.
And is the rope leading that direction?
So the rope leads up and then is tied and secured to.
All right, so it's not like it's
a
like
rock.
just what the.
No,
Okay, I
it's
was
like
thinking like a
ends
grappling
there.
hook, and that's all it was.
Yeah.
Can I take another couple steps forward and try to see what it is? Is it particularly like treacherous right there?
No, it looks fairly safe. There's some vegetation growing here. It almost looks like either it could be a place where animals are or where people could come and take refuge.
Theratrix, could you glide over and take a look at that?
Of course. Glides over and then lands near where that like glinting is, and then looks back at you and says, "It's a skeleton. Looks like the remains of someone who got lost. There's nothing else here of danger."
Was the glint bone? Metal?
He hops forward and disappears out of sight for a moment, and then
Let me double check.
Something just...
and then kind of hops back over to your vision, and there is a pocket watch hanging from his mouth. And then he hops back over to you with it. And when he hands it over, he also says, "There's climbing gear as well."
That might come in handy if do you think you can carry it?
He hops back over. Some. It's a whole like climbing kit once you head over and look.
Can they hear me if I yell over?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell. There's something here. There's remains of some other climber, and some gear I'm gonna grab. I just don't want to yell into the microphone. Let's get her! I'm gonna get her!
So
Is there a way that continues going up?
I'm checking it out.
Please be careful.
make a perception or survival, we'll say.
It's not great. It's a 9 plus 3. That would be the perception.
9 plus 3?
Yeah, what's that? 12.
Yep. So you wander around as much as you can in this kind of small space. What you do get from, you head over to the skeleton.
Does it look like he was stuck or anything like that?
Yes. You see that it appears that the hand is caught in a boulder, like between two boulders. And they are just slumped up against the rock face, and they weren't able to. Like, something collapsed in a moment and they got stuck. Looking around, there's a chance that where this person was going in, this crevice that was cut in, that might have been perhaps a way to go through. It's hard to tell now that it's collapsed whether it would be a viable option. You would have to take the time to either try to clear it out, or you could bypass and just go on your normal route.
He's gonna yell back. You asked if there was a way through, right?
If I continue going up.
Yeah. Not unless anybody can move about 2 tons of stone. Whatever that was. Something in the cave.
Bing. Another one of those fly creatures. A garden of eyes.
Sorry, every time I hear the buzzing now, because I'm hoping to Christ there's not a yellow jacket nest somewhere in my wall, because over the past 2 weeks I think I found 4 or 5 like against my back door trying to like get out. I'm like, where did you come from? You know, like
Inside.
you come from, you motherfuckers.
What do you mean? We live here?
Well, he ain't paying me rent. Get out of here. Air freshener, by the way. Forget about all the other chemicals. Air freshener gums up the wings, and then you give them the good old stomp.
Yeah.
We have one of those little electrified tennis racket things.
Yep.
Didn't we have one of those? Or did Brett?
No, I never had.
My dad used to
That or
break it.
hairspray. Hairspray is great.
Just to gum up the
We
gum,
had as
gum them up so they can't move.
I didn't know that raid was a real thing until I was like 9. And then my grandmother's house, she's like, grab the bug spray, and I'm in there looking for like brake cleaner because it's got the straw to pick them out of the air with the brake cleaner, and I'm like, what's raid?
Yeah.
It's like, where's the brake cleaner? I didn't know. Shit works great though if you get a nest.
So he's gonna, yeah.
It works great if you got a
And it's
nest.
flammable, so you don't let it right
You
up.
don't even need to. Like as soon as you touch them, they just drop.
Yeah. Eldon will grab the climbing gear. It's a skeleton?
Yeah.
All right, he's gonna like as best as he can, because you said the hand was like underneath, like push the arm bones so it's like with the body. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So if it's like this, he's gonna like put them
Like-
together.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's, and he'll just kind of close his eyes and then out loud say quietly, like, "I'm sorry, friend." And then he'll head back down.
Theratrix stays by your side and does the same, whatever you're doing. He stays quiet, but he just bows his head. And now you have a good set of climbing gear, a decent set of climbing gear. It seems to have been like protected by this from the weather and whatnot.
Is there any? We all have climbing gear. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah,
No. Oh, I thought we did for some reason. Who doesn't have climbing gear?
I think most.
He does.
Oh, really?
I do
I
think
thought you
so.
guys did. Well, you don't need it, so.
Well, I mean, Sally has,
See,
there's climbing
that's
gear.
what I thought.
that-
That's
yeah,
what
there's
I thought.
extra
The
stuff.
climbing gear was distributed. No.
She got a decent amount of stuff to help. like I wouldn't say you all have a climbing kit. There's like stuff you can use to.
I got climbing gear at some point, but I don't know specifically what that is. If it's the same.
It would make it
Comparable.
more. It will make it easier for you
Yeah. Does
In
climbing gear give you anything on like climbing checks?
if you're proficient in it, and like you can. I will lower the DC on
Okay.
things if you have.
Well, whoever does.
Helpful
So you
things.
have it. You said.
I do, yeah.
You don't. Do you?
No, I'd have a rope.
You're already at a lower DC because of all the stuff that Kaylin left you. So
Okay. All right. So we're good then. Like I don't have to like pass it. Should I?
you
pass?
can if you want to give it to
Yeah.
someone.
He'll start like putting like the straps and stuff on like Kethra. Do you know how to use climbing gear? I don't know if you're proficient.
Nope.
So he's gonna give her like the quick rundown. Like this is what this is. Clip this. Do this. Do that.
I'm still gonna ask you again.
It's okay.
I was just gonna look at him and go, "You realize that she can change into animals that can grab onto ledges like goats, right?"
That's a fair point. Didn't think of that, but doesn't hurt.
And he's gonna look over to Ayla, who has no gear.
I thought you don't have any. Okay.
A rope.
I thought you had gear. I'm
I
sorry.
have a rope.
Thought you had gear.
I have.
Is there any way for me to give some of my gear to Ayla? I thought everybody
my
had.
gear?
I
I'll
thought.
give you my gear.
I have a whip.
There's
Yeah.
so there's extra. So this would be more like there's stuff that you all have from Kaylin, but then you could have like a set of climbing gear on your person. It's going to add weight to you, so
Right.
it's like the stuff Kaylin let you have, and then this
I-
is like a set that mechanically you can put in your inventory.
I was totally under the impression that we all had climbing gear before we started up this mountain. Hence why I never recommend. So yes, he's gonna do the same thing with a set of whatever it is on the goat.
Okay.
He'll pat Sally, take some stuff off, and he'll just like.
I don't think you can split up the climbing gear. It's like a one or nothing.
It's all right. We can. You're good.
We're
Who
glazing
wants
over
to-
that.
Who wants to roll next?
It's your turn, Cuba.
Rules.
I want to talk
What am
about
I
climbing
rolling?
gear more, actually.
One more roll.
Of.
A D8.
Funny
I
thing
did-
is,
I did-
it's always those like little things that do kill you though. When it's like when the DM is like, "Do you have climbing gear?" And you're like, "No." It's like, you're dead.
What a shame.
Make that
Well, like,
make that
roll
check
again.
with disadvantage.
Roll
a
again.
shame.
8.
I think it was that meme with what's the one with Simon Pegg, but he's a cop,
Oh, Hot Fuzz.
and the friend is just shame.
I love that shotgun. So he'll also describe before I start. I'm sorry, like
Nope.
what there was a body, boulders. There's no way to get through, unless you guys can move 2 tons of stone.
I don't think I can move that.
He always says that because I know that certain people can do that.
Not enough, no.
No. That was
Move
roughly
some.
on the weight. I don't know how much it.
I was like, I can move some.
You can, throw a rock at somebody.
Nice.
All right. So
And that pocket watch. He'll tuck it. Is it gold? What color is it?
you take a look at it, and Iolite, you can make a roll. Are you sharing, actually? I shouldn't assume. Are you sharing the fact that you found this?
Yeah, but he's gonna put it in his pocket or his pack or whatever. He'll like, found this, and then that's his.
Okay. Ayla, you can make a... What are we going with here? Let's just go with a wisdom check.
Alright. 19.
Okay. As a person who is very into rocks and metals and things like that, you immediately recognize that this is a mithril pocket watch. And that means it is very likely to be expensive, at the very least. So you continue. And have everybody make a dexterity check as you come to one section of the mountain that requires more climbing. Sally just... No problem at all.
You said just a check, right?
Yep.
14.
3.
14.
Okay.
Hey!
Yeah, all right.
Hey!
19.
We're like right in front of his face. Like, you got a 3.
Sorry.
11.
11. Okay.
What'd you get, Amanda?
19.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, yeah.
There we go. Carry us through, baby.
So you all begin climbing, and well, which way am I going to go with this? I think I know which way I'm going to go with this. You are climbing along, and suddenly Sally begins bleating.
Sally's
Bleeding out of her nose and mouth.
It's a horror movie.
Like kind of wildly, and she's trying to go quickly. And are you trying to hold her back? Would be my question. Trying to hold on to her rope. Okay, so she is trying to go forward to keep going, and she is going like and trying to go.
Run, motherfuckers, run!
And that's when you see a shadow that darkens the sky for a moment, but you all are like kind of up against the thing, looking, trying to see where it is. You have a really solid handhold, foothold, and are going, and you look up and you see, although it's very difficult to tell, the suns are setting, and you are on the western side of the Laughing Rise. So it's difficult to see. It's more of like a silhouette that you can visualize blocking part of the rays of the sun. It's fairly silent, but you can tell that it is large as this creature is swooping along. I'm going to have everybody roll as you look, and you can see that there is a ledge that you can get to, but you have to move quickly. And right now, you are not moving quickly. So Sally's trying to go. You see this thing, and it is kind of almost circling like a bird of prey up in the sky. But all you can really make out, even those of you who kind of look up at this point, is just that it's large. Every once in a while, you can see that it appears to have 4 legs, not 2, and it is circling around high up, away from you, but is likely it has seen you as you are dark figures on a slate mountain.
Move, fast, go, go, go.
I need everybody to make another dexterity check.
10.
I'm gonna throw that in. That's a reroll, right? Or
No,
is it?
advantage.
Advantage. Okay, so that's much better.
All right, what did you get?
17.
15.
22.
10.
10. Hey.
Not single digits, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I had single
It's
digits
better.
originally.
You keep shifting along. As a group, you are able to move more in sync with each other as it's kind of like go, 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 go. And the circling begins to get more targeted as you are going. I'm going to have one more check. As you can see, the outcropping that if you're going to have to engage with something, that's where you want to be in order to not have a strike against you on the wall.
10 again.
I would like to use my
I
inspired
might
action.
as well. I might as well. Nice.
Everybody
As
roll
well.
That was bad. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Worse.
Rolled one number higher.
That's funny. I rolled one number less than the last time. Oh, lucky both.
No, I mean one number higher than
The drums!
Oh, I thought you
Of
did
God.
11
Still
from the
ten.
last one.
I'm still a 10. So.
Was that in 13th Warrior? It's like, they come from the mountain. Drums. The snake of fire.
Did you ever read the book?
No, it's
Ages of
on
the
my...
Dead?
I have a digital version of it. I haven't read it, though.
It's kind of difficult to read, I'll be honest. Like, it's not bad.
A lot of his books are difficult to read. They're very
18.
sciencey heavy.
18,
Sorry, 17.
17,
21.
21.
6.
Okay.
10.
All right. Still three successes over 2
You
failures.
just stand on the side
As
of the
a
mountain and
group.
fight it.
Right,
Just
yeah.
be like this, like, ah!
So you do. Hold on, let me not drown myself out. Kethra and Kai being kind of at the beginning, and then at the end of this, there's like moments where you're slipping, but you're getting help from your companions here, holding on to Sally, who's like, "Bitch, go!" And you were like, "Say,
I'm coming, bitch.
as you are able to, so Eldon, you're first, and Theratrix doesn't take off, but like flies off of you and is now kind of circling close to you all, not to engage with whatever this creature is, but just to, you could hear him saying like, "It's right here, there's an outcropping." So you follow. He lands and is kind of hopping anxiously while waiting for you all to get there. You get there first and are able to pull, and as you look up, make a perception check, see if you can tell what this is.
Yeah.
That's a 1.
Okay. Now you look up directly into the Woven Suns as, like, you can see this, like, you're trying to grab onto the next person to, like, help pull them in, and you look up to try to just see, and you see the darkness, and then it's, like, in where the Woven Suns are directly at you, and you're like, ah, and have to look back down to help. You're able to, oh my gosh, you're able to pull everyone over just as...
Just blinded, just pulling on limbs as you're yanking people up.
I'm going to give you all your characters.
I thought she was grabbing that blue dragon.
I did too.
I was like, fuck.
No.
We're level 3.
Dang it.
Oh, shit. There you go.
Oh, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and next. Oh, thank you. I saw him hide behind. I see his little butt hiding. He's so cute.
Okay.
He's so cute.
So,
Oh, I thought those were all you.
I
Oh,
was
you
like,
was
"Ooh,
gonna
did I get
say.
more?" As you all find yourselves on this ledge, the rock,
That's so cool.
the path where you need to go continues in the direction, but there is this outcropping with stone and boulders in this area. You all look and see as a creature swoops down from the skies and is going to launch an attack. So I need everybody to roll initiative.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Ooh, natural 20. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice. I rolled single digits.
Me too.
Sorry.
It's okay. It happens. I got lucky with those 2 dex rolls, so that's nice. You take the good with the bad. It was like a fucking nat 1 on the perception and then a 4 on that on the initiative.
It was like
Hey,
3
you got
games
2
straight. I didn't get anything
D20s,
under each.
Yeah,
learn
that was
about
sick.
that rope, so.
Oh, and you didn't get a
Natural
picture of
20s.
it either, did you?
No, I
you
didn't
take a
take a
picture?
picture of
I
it.
should have.
Are we still TikTok live?
Yeah.
We're just talking.
Oh, good. I was gonna say maybe we can like get that moment. Clip
Well,
that.
you'd have to pick that up and bring it over here.
Oh, I thought you could like. Oh, it's live. Never mind.
Right.
I thought it was
could for
recorded.
later.
See over there is what you can. We
I
can
thought-
we can recreate it.
I thought you meant you could like edit
I'm like,
it. You know?
we're
oh
yeah.
my!
Do
I
edit
got
that one.
2 D20s.
I thought you could edit it at like 15 seconds.
Live on the interwebs.
Alright, I'm gonna take this bad boy out of the way because it's too big.
That's what she said.
Okay. We're gonna go with this is the edge. I know you all can't see perfectly, but
We should get you one of those like claw hands so that like you don't have to reach.
What's the edge? Okay.
Sugar to 5 guys for French fries.
alright, so I'm gonna
So
have
cute.
you all put yourselves where you would be, like
Are we going that direction or this direction?
Yeah, which direction were we moving?
you were coming in here. So this is the edge, you just came across this edge here and
Are we in?
you're all like somewhere around there.
I mean, I guess it depends on how big
Yeah, there's... Nice. That'll get him. I got little T-Rex arms I can't reach. Thank you. And I'm just gonna toss it. He's gonna be...
I mean, I guess she set this up, so I'm assuming that's the amount of ledge there is.
Which way are we facing? That way or that way? That way?
So you were coming,
Yeah.
you climbed across here and came over this way. Here, let me put something
So would we still
else.
like be in line? Or we not?
I would say you have like a couple seconds to move yourselves, like to run. So let me go get an edge.
So we can
Run over there.
I'm
running up against the big ass
You
rock.
have 6 seconds
Can you
to
squish
move
me up
away
against the big
from
ass
it.
rock?
Oh, yeah, let's
Thanks.
If you would like.
Yeah, squish me in.
Yes, I would.
Thanks, you're nice.
Can I hide over here?
That high
Oh,
mix,
you
man.
son of a bitch.
Oh, a fighter.
A whole bunch of stuff fell out of here.
Oh.
Yeah, high point mix. He's a level high fighter.
I need to clean up right away.
It's like, how far can I be? Run away
right
in
after your
6
turn,
seconds.
because you're probably gonna be one of the first because you're at 20, right?
I was waiting for one of those. I hadn't gotten anything over like an 11 or a 12 in
And
3
don't forget,
weeks.
you have a free natural.
I am keeping that for when it's dire circumstances. That's when I'm keeping that for. For when I'm like,
Any
I have no
comments?
choice.
Nope. Oh wait.
If you scroll up,
You guys suck.
Yeah,
insults.
I think it's just all originally. Alright, let me go all the way to the top. Oh wow, it's actually
Oh, goddamn.
we got 112 lives. Thank you.
nice.
Oh,
Thank you.
hey, thanks.
We are
Look at all.
just folks playing, not professional voice actors. No offense to professional voice actors. Of course, we all love them.
What, if you are a professional voice actor, take offense. It's okay.
You can afford it. Okay. We're gonna go with this is the edge.
Seppi likes just surrounding Izzy with hearts.
Oh,
Me too.
Okay.
thank you, Seppi.
I can't sit normal.
Are we all dead yet?
Yeah.
This is it.
We all died.
You
You were
failed
gone.
and fell off the cliff.
All because you were gone.
Did Sally live?
No.
She's probably the
What are you
only
talking
survivor.
about? Sally was the BBG.
Yeah, that. I like that. I
Sally-
somehow offended.
Sally sprouted wings.
I offended the almighty herd of goats, and they've become the bad guys.
The BBEG,
They're
the big daddy
they're-
hookups.
Yep. Yes.
Alrighty. So, my
I feel like we need a
initiative.
shirt for that now, or a design.
BB.
Just goes with a hood on.
Billy Bad Evil Goat.
0 to 5 or below 0.
5.
Oh, I need to fix my camera
I
first.
have no idea how TikTok works.
Because you're too old.
I'm on it all the time.
TikTok's
but
for
I
the
just,
children.
I just watch shit.
My
I don't.
voice doesn't sound like that.
It's like so many things are popping up. I'm like, what does that mean?
I don't understand lives that well.
Yeah, I
There's
don't.
a lot going on there.
There is. It's way more than Twitch.
All right, now it's battle.
Gift. What is
So it's
it?
officially time for Sour Patches.
First recharge.
Would anybody like to indulge or partake?
okay.
Yeah.
Please partake in the sour goodness.
See, I wait until it's like really
Oh, they're
like
this close.
tense.
Sounds
Yeah,
desperate.
they're right
They're
there.
right next to me.
Because otherwise I'll just eat them the whole time.
Lee picked me up a real small bag of the lemon ones. They have the lemonade flavor ones now, where it's like all the different colors, but they have like a lemony.
I've never seen those.
No, it'll make its way out.
6 to 10.
10.
7.
No thank you. I got a burp snack. Sorry.
Squeeze her.
What did you get?
Yeah, just imagine
20.
Muldoon.
20.
23.
Just imagine
Don't
Muldoon.
put that out. You
Squeeze
can't scare it. It has to come out in its own time. That's how you get the spectacular burp.
Okay, so as you all get yourselves over onto the ledge,
Where
And-
is everyone? Just out in the middle.
Hiding.
We didn't place you.
Oh, yeah,
but
sorry.
We also
You
assumed
have-
that's kind of where you would be.
you have like 30 feet of movement that you could have done.
And he'll fly around.
Ow. Sorry. Kick me right in the ass.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I got big feet.
It's okay. I'm gonna kick harder. It's fine.
Alright, and you see this creature is swoops down from the sky. I'm gonna roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D6. Okay. And is immediately going after you.
You.
We're like, who? Which you?
You me?
You remind me of the babe.
Eldon,
That is not cute looking at all.
you see this
Oh no. Oh no.
large creature swoop down. It is going to.
Do I have half cover from that boulder thing?
You would, except that it flies just like right past
Ah, shit.
and
Okay.
is going to.
There goes my plan.
God damn.
I was hoping it was going to be hovering here, and then I was going to try to put it to sleep so
Is
it
it
falls to its
like a
death.
batwing griffin thing?
You see this, the body of a lion, except
It's a
that
chimera.
appears to have 2 hands, like a human, the face of a man, the mane of a lion.
The face of a man, you said?
Yeah. As he kind of like swoops up down, you look, this tail that wraps and has these large spikes, many of them, that are sticking out, various sizes, large and small. These 2 bat-like or dragon-like wings, and there's something, of course, off about, like, the color of it is not a tannish lion color. It's more dark. It's dripping something from. You see, like, something on its belly area as it flies over doesn't seem intact. Is the best way to put it.
That's a horrendous way to put it. But like in a way that you mean it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but my stomach just isn't intact.
My stomach's just not intact today. So, as it flies around you, it's about 20 feet up, give or take. Hard to tell, but at the time that it attacks you, It's about 20 feet up. And it is going to shoot. You see the tail swing down, and then these spikes come out. That is going to be... a 20 to hit.
Oh, that hits. This ain't going well. Already.
And so
And-
it begins.
An 8.
That thankfully misses.
Okay.
I'd be crushed if it hit me.
So that is going to be 2. 9 points. 12 points of piercing damage
Oh.
as these spikes come shooting out of the tail and then strike into your body, and then it's going to fly upwards, directly up. Right now, it's somewhere about 40 or so feet up,
Gotcha.
give or take. That is going to be the end of its turn. Ayla, you are up first.
I am going to do a little fluidy dance and mantle of inspiration as a bonus action. I'm gonna grant 4 creatures with 5 temporary hit points.
Okay.
So myself, because I'm selfish and squishy. You, and
Yeah, say
Kethra.
the words. People can't see.
Iolite, Eldon, and Kethra.
You have 5 temporary hit points.
Woohoo, thank
As
you.
this
Sorry,
swirl
guy.
of glittery energy
okay.
comes
I just feel
flying
you're.
off.
I just feel you're kind of more capable.
Thanks. Thanks for all that.
So you walk up a wall once. See?
Then I'm
Walk up
going
a
to
wall and
do.
almost die in the last encounter. I'm capable.
Then I'm going to do another dance. That is not like this at all. And I'm going to bless everyone but myself. So that'd be blessed at 2nd level.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
So that's a plus. No,
And
that's
it's
a
a D4.
D4 for
To attacks
And-
and saving throws.
just saving
Get
throws,
over
not ability
here.
checks.
Okay.
And
Saving
crouch
throws
down.
and attack.
It's attacks and saving throws, or
Attacks and saving throws.
I always forget that it's not for like regular ability checks.
It's guidance.
I know I got extra blessed because I knew that was a thing.
The weirdest thing about this creature is the fact that it has a face of a man. I don't know why that
It
bugs me
is.
out the weirdest.
Hi, my name's Paul. I'm here to kill you.
The uncanny
Sorry,
valley.
you said
It's the
everyone
uncanny
except
valley.
for.
Yeah,
Everyone
it's like-
but me is blessed.
Okay, everyone but you is
I'm. Then I ran off and hid in the corner.
Oh, do we still have the concentration lights to remind us?
They
we have
might be out of
concentration?
batteries.
I do have a concentration. This thingy
It's trying.
It's trying.
Trying.
Takes those little
Who's
batteries.
concentrating? Oh shit, this one's out too.
oh no.
All I did was take this off of it. I'm so sorry.
Damn.
Oh no.
Little 11?
Plus your spell attack.
5. So
Nice.
16.
16 hits.
Woohoo! I'm learning my learning. What is that? 2.
Does she have a modifier on that?
No.
Oh,
2 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay.
of fire damage, I believe.
Alright.
See, you're gonna learn the dice faster than we did because you're not taking like a year and a half online detour. Where it's like,
What is this?
It's like the app rolls it for me. I don't have to do math. I don't have to remember anything.
Okay, and then you were gonna move, is that what you said?
I was gonna try to, as far as I can, to try to move them, Sally, and next as close to safety as I can.
Okay. I'll say this technically is gonna, like, it ends here, and you guys could continue on this way.
Okay.
She wants to get into the crevasse.
So.
That
Yeah,
word
there
is
we go.
always so
Kind of
funny.
tuck.
I love that. I
Cut
always
this a
think it's
little bit.
Tenacious D.
The crevasse. Fill it with your mind.
Anything else?
That's all I got right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
Which is, they're up there somewhere. On the shelf, Tenacious D. It was,
Okay, at the end of your turn, Kethra, it is going to...
Shit, it's got legendary actions.
It is going to do a kind of like swirl in the air. It's going to fly up like 5 feet in the air, spinning, and let loose a bunch of spikes from its tail. I need, let's see, nope, these are attacks against every single one of you. So,
Awesome.
I'm far away and behind a rock.
nope.
Don't matter.
I'm almost directly underneath it. Does that help me?
So going around, we're going to go
Looking
with,
right at me.
sorry, Kethra, that is a 14 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
God, I can't wait till we hit a city and
Oh,
we
no,
can
sorry,
like, get
13?
some like
13?
armor.
Yeah, my armor class 13, so yeah,
Okay.
that still hits.
Alright, so that is... I should keep these out. 15 points of piercing damage. Kai. 18 to hit.
Shield.
Okay. So a spike comes spinning in your direction, but shield, knock it out of the way. Eldon. 18 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. That is 8 points of piercing damage. 16 against Theratrix.
That beats it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, hits.
That is 13 points of
Oh,
piercing
Jesus
damage.
Christ.
That is a natural 1 against you, my friend.
Sigh of relief.
And Ayla, a 20 to hit.
You motherfucker!
A dirty or a nat?
Dirty.
Oh,
Not
okay.
a nat. 13 points of piercing.
How far is that thing?
It is, well, Pythagorean theorem, but it's, I don't know.
How high off the ground?
It's like 40 feet off the ground, and
I can't reach
Get
it.
the tape.
And how many inches away? Call it 9-ish over. So it's 45 by 45, so 45 squared plus 45 squared will equal the diagonal squared.
Is it 60 feet away?
He just said a whole bunch of stuff that we're all like, sure, dude, whatever.
So can we hit it or not?
Just tell us if we
Is
can
it
do
60 feet as the crow flies?
it
Hold on,
is.
give me 2 seconds, I can do the math.
I don't believe that it's 60 feet.
45 times 45.
Just the fact that it's that far.
Someone remember 2025.
Just the fact that it's. What,
Yeah,
60?
I don't believe so. I don't believe that it is 60 feet. But
It exceeds 60 feet is what you're saying.
yes.
Could have scorched his ass.
Yeah. It's about 45 feet up.
It's 63 feet on the diagonal.
3 feet out of range.
So, next up we have Kai.
Oh, wait. I have to roll my concentration, too.
Oh,
13.
yeah, you're good.
You're still blessed, everybody.
Everyone's
You're
still
good.
blessed.
You're good.
All right, Kai.
Okay. So how high is it again?
45 feet.
45. Okay, so I can't make it with Hexblade's Curse, but what I will do is I will move just down here on the other underside of the rock, and I will open up my pocket, and for a free action, I can move the Mote of Light and cast Blinding Light.
Okay.
So that anything within 15 feet of it must make a Constitution saving throw, be blinded for a minute. So it's a DC 14 Constitution save.
So where are you putting the moat?
Straight up toward it, like as close as,
Okay.
like trying to blind it.
You said they had to be within 15, right?
Yeah, that's.
How far does the moat go?
I believe.
I'm just making sure I'm not gonna get whacked by that. That's all.
Yep.
I don't even know if it says.
I don't think it says the light can be sent in a 240-foot radius, and then after. I think I can physically move it 30 feet.
Okay. Alright. So blinding light has a radius of what?
15.
Okay. And it has to make a saving throw?
Yes, Constitution 14.
That is a natural 5, so let me just double check in case there's something crazy here, but
Very nice.
yeah, no. So it is blinded
Blinded for 1 minute.
for 1.
It doesn't say there's any saving throws or.
Right, there are, yeah, not for that one. You're just blinded.
And then I think for the rest of the day, the moat is dim.
Yes. So you hear this like kind of screech that comes from this this creature. I'm just gonna throw this random one on here. Just so that it's blinded as it is unable, like it pulls its hands up. Actually, it does have arms and hands, so it kind of pulls its hands up in the way of its face. Anything else that you're doing?
It's too far away for anything else. So I'm just gonna tuck back around behind these rocks. I know I can't see right now, but get out of direct path.
Okay. All right. As let's see. At the end of that turn, I'm gonna have it roll a like kind of random direction because it can't really see, but it's gonna try to. Okay. So it's gonna go. It kind of like swoops, like lets itself go down about 20 feet. So now it's only about 20 feet down, and like right here. 20 feet above the ground.
And so everyone should have advantage because it's blinded.
All right, Eldon.
Eldon is gonna take a couple steps around that rock.
To the front?
Yeah, just so he's, trying to try to stay out of its way. And he's going to. Oh, you said advantage, right?
And you're blessed.
And
a
blessed.
D4.
Okay. I'm gonna roll these differently though because I don't want this to break those. So, about 2 12s. You get 2 20s and I get 2 12s. Those are 1. That's a 13 plus 7. So yeah,
That
it's
hits.
a natural 20.
Yep.
Dirty 20, I'm sorry. I'm going to. Now this is what favored. Alright, so it doesn't take anything. For favored foe, it just says when you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can mark the target as your favored enemy for a minute until you lose concentration. So it's like you have concentration, but it's not concentration. It's weird. But it doesn't say like it takes a bonus action or anything like that. So
No,
that just
just-
Yeah,
goes
no,
with
it's
the
just a
attack.
thing you can do. Yep.
Okay. So, and I'm going to pump it up using his D6 of lightning damage. So it's 1d8. Alright, a D8, a D6 for him, and a D4.
Do you need a concentration marker? If you get hit, is there a possibility you can draw
Yeah, I
it?
can lose it
Okay, I
as
wasn't
if
sure
I'm
it was like
losing
that.
as if I lose concentration. Oh, of course. That's fucking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage. One of that is lightning damage, if that
Okay.
matters.
All right, you let loose that arrow, and as you can see, it's like flailing a little bit in the air and like blocking its eyes, kind of like rubbing at them and making this strange screeching noise, and the arrow sinks into the hind part of it, and then the little spark that you see come out of the arrow as it
For his bonus action, he'll have Theratrix move around also, since I didn't use my bonus action.
Okay. All right. Ayla.
I have a question about a spell that I have not used before.
Okay.
Dust Devil. It says you can choose an unoccupied 5-foot cube of air that you can see. Would that air be able to be up in the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try that. I think.
Throw a tornado
Does
at
it
him?
have a
That's
material?
awesome.
I'm picturing
a
a
pinch of
Tasmanian
dust.
devil.
Yeah.
Just summon Taz.
Just gonna throw a tornado at a guy.
How
Okay.
big of a dust devil does it summon?
It summons.
It's like Pokemon Pidgey.
If it
Pidgeotto.
Gust.
sorry,
Pidgey used Gust.
forms a 10-foot radius cloud of debris.
Oh, okay.
If anything's within 5 feet of it, it has to make a strength saving throw
Okay.
or take bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So I have advantage and a +4. 17. And 1. 17. 18.
All right. Yep. That does hit.
Okay. So
We'll just say
then...
it's kind of like in this area, except lower.
Okay. Does it do anything right now? Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the Dust Devil. So I'm assuming that means it doesn't do anything now. It just does something when its turn ends?
On failed saving, so it has to make a strength saving throw right away. Oh, ends its turn within 5 feet. Right. Yeah, it doesn't do anything right away.
Okay.
So where did you want to put it?
I think I would like to put it... Is this like a physical thing that's sitting there, that moat?
No, it's like
Light,
a
or it's just,
glowing.
like,
It's like a
represented?
drift globe
Alright.
type idea. It's like dim now, so you don't have to worry about
Okay.
hitting it.
I think I would like to put it...
Gonna move it
Oh, yeah.
away. It's just a kind of dim globe now.
Yeah, like right up next to it here.
Alright. We
So
will
that
say
it's within 5 feet of it.
that it's right here, and at the same level of as
Yeah.
How
Alright.
high up is he?
20 feet. Okay. Anything else?
No. I think I would just like to move a little. There.
All right. Top of the round, it is the creature's turn. Anyone who, let's see, I'm gonna say, Eldon, you can make a history check. As you look at this creature, with a 14, this is a type of creature that you have seen, and perhaps even the keepers have dealt with in the past, except not this exactly.
I mean, like the base form
The
of
base
this thing?
form that you kind of recognize here is that of a manticore. Lion's body, face of a man, scorpion tail is typically how it's described. And wings of a dragon.
He'll say that out loud. Say, it looks like it's a manticore, but just like everything else on this fucking island, it's somehow not.
And manticores are typically fairly intelligent. Like
And it's smart.
It's supposed to
like
be.
they talk and are smart. Generally.
It's too bad I use all that to talk to the goats.
No, it would
I know,
it would
probably-
be able to understand our
Okay,
language.
it's all
Typically. Alright, it is this creature's turn. I am gonna see. Like, it is blinded. It is also in this weird. So I'm going to see if it's gonna try to move. Yeah, okay.
bet you just pointed at me, rolled, and said, "Yeah, that worked."
I tried to get it in the thing and it like bounced out and then got right back in anyway.
Nice.
Okay, so it is going to try to move. It moves in a random direction. You could see it like just flailing as it goes. And it's going to move only half of what it normally does in this direction. Which right up against here is like the rock face. So it's going to stop right there. Precarious. It's going to stop right about here.
I just realized I made a mistake with Dust Devil.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a strength save and not an attack roll
Oh, okay. All right.
for the future.
That's fine. It ended up kind of moving out of the way at the moment. And then as its action, it is going to... You see this, as it's kind of flailing around, suddenly the stomach area opens up like a mouth, but it just kind of like, and you can see this like stringy fluid of some kind between the two parts as it opens up, and then it drops a large mass of like this pinkish rotted fruit-like substance that just falls and then splats down on the ground.
Does
Right about
is it fruit-like substance?
yeah,
Would
like rotted, a
would-
rotted fruit.
Would the three of us recognize that from that? Before we crossed the Banner River the first
Rat
time,
King.
The rat
thing,
monstrosity?
It went after fruit. Does it look like that?
Make a perception check. I will say. Well, I can say all three of you can do it because you're all within a viewpoint of. You would be able to see it.
It's a 12 plus 3.
D20.
Okay, thank you. That's all I was asking. 12.
Nice. I rolled a 12 too.
Plus your perception.
Oh, sweet. 3, 15.
Okay. 4. Okay. Yeah, you're at a weird angle
Would you
actually.
roll-
as
my
these,
dad
like,
rolls. I'm
15?
sorry.
Did you roll
Two
a 15?
15s and a
I'm
4.
dirty 15.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but
you're-
we have to do it in
it's
front of your
okay,
face,
sorry,
buddy. We did it last time.
Yeah, you're at a weird angle. Like it's only 20 feet up, and so like you kind of see it shifts. The two of you, yes, you recognize the look of it as it's falling, and then when it hits the ground, I will say, Kai, even with that low roll, there's like a moment of recognition where
Something
You
seems familiar.
you
I know
think
that
back-
disgusting sound.
Yeah, you kind of think back to the night when you and Cryon were on watch and you heard something flying and then a weird splat. And then about 10 to 15 minutes later, if that, you heard what sounded to be like the formation of one of those rat creatures. All right, that is what it's gonna do. Because it can't see. Okay? Ayla.
Alright. I am going to do a little jig, and you have Bardic Inspiration that you can add this to an attack roll, ability check, or a saving throw.
Does that stack with Bless?
That's different.
It's separate?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a one-time thing.
Oh, that- okay.
This is until I get hit. I don't know what that tape measure was, but let's see. So, I'm going to, I guess I'll just,
Have a good angle here. The creature has moved.
does that bring me within 60 feet?
Yeah, that's 30 feet, yeah.
It's only 20 feet off the ground.
Alright, I'm going to insult it now.
Okay.
Come on, generator.
You're blind. You're gross.
Dumb shit twerker.
Okay.
That works too.
It just sounds like something
And-
somebody would yell at a window when they're driving down
What
a
kind of
road.
save is
Dumb
that?
shit twerker.
What kind of save?
That is hold on.
I think it's a wisdom.
I think so. Where am I? Of 14 wisdom save.
Alright, that is a fail. It's a 10.
All right, so it takes 4 psychic damage, and the next attack has advantage. And it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Alright, I believe it has disadvantage.
That's what I said.
It has disadvantage because it's blinded. It
Oh
can't see
well, it's got double disadvantage now.
it. Anything else?
I think I made my full movement. I think I can take like 1 step back.
Alright, next up we have, actually at the end of your turn, it is going to, like, kind of in a panic where it is, it's going to fly up 5 feet again, and it's going to let loose these spikes. And that is, yeah, you're all within. You are all within range,
Okay,
so...
it's disadvantage. There's a better chance it won't hit us.
Yep, so
Better
Kethra,
chance.
that is an 18.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, good disadvantage.
It's okay. It can't get us all.
She's behind a rock.
That,
We're all behind
I don't think it
rocks.
matters.
I was gonna say, I was like,
She's
oh, God,
gonna-
is that
They
like a
ricochet.
band of effect?
5 points of piercing damage. I'm gonna roll one for Nyx because I forgot.
Poor Nyx.
That is a 9 to hit, which I don't believe hits. Hi, you all have, that's 20 feet down. I'm gonna raise your DC.
Partial cover, possibly.
Yeah. That is a... No, that's an 8 to hit, if I do the math.
Okay.
Alright, Eldon, same thing. You have... That is a... Nope, that's an 11 to hit.
Miss.
Theratrix. A 13 to hit.
Miss.
Iolite, that was a 1 and a 2, so never mind. And Ayla. That was a natural 20 and a natural 20.
Ah, fuck, I'm dead.
I'm just kidding.
No.
It was a 4 and a 6.
Okay.
Or 4 and a 9.
How
I'm
dare
still
you?
barely-
Do that.
How dare
It
you?
was a 10.
Well, yeah, you just got perma fucking death.
So you see, just like, you all kind of duck as you see it spinning around and know at this point, like, what to expect. You duck around and you see all these spikes go flying in random directions. And only, unfortunately, as you stepped out and you're like, oh,
Damn.
okay, that is Kethra's turn.
Right, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just lob Pretty Flame at it again.
Okay.
It's the best I got right now.
I think you mean healing word.
Healing word. Sorry, that's what I meant. Healing word at myself and then lob some fire at it.
All right.
You have advantage, so you get to roll the d20 again and take the higher.
Oh, yeah, are you doing the attack first? There you go.
16
Plus
16
5.
plus 5, 21.
So
That
you're gonna roll
definitely
the
hits.
D8 for damage.
I'm remembering my dice. Where did I put that one?
It's the one at the top.
Oh, thank you. I thought I lost it for some reason. 1.
All right, you're kind of like holding on to your side there.
Healing word. If you do it at first level, it's 1d4, but if you do it at second level, it's 2.
2 and 1 right now.
It's just
Too much information.
Are you doing healing word?
Yes.
All right, and then are you moving back?
If I
Need,
can,
like a little bit of space.
I'm gonna try to move back and try to hide Nyx as much as possible too. Poor old dude.
Sally's like, excuse me.
Sorry, Sally. I'll do my best, but Nyx is more important. Sorry.
All right, Let's see. All right, we are gonna go with Kai up next.
All right. So I will. How high off the ground?
20 feet. 25.
About 25. So I'm gonna get close enough to be within 30 feet of him. I have 35 feet of movement. So I think if I get right underneath him, I should be within 30 feet of him.
Yep.
And that'll be. I'm gonna use Hexblade Curse.
Okay.
To curse him, and I will fire an Eldritch Blast at him up in the air.
Do you get the bless for that?
Yep. 14 plus 5 is 19 to hit.
That hits.
1.
One point of damage.
1 point of damage.
That always feel like the
so
worst.
fucking
It always,
disappointing.
I know, it always hurts when that happens.
It's like
It's like
might as well
spinning
just do
around
nothing.
and like it kind of like clips a wing just a little bit as you go. Anything else you're doing?
That's a movement action bonus.
All right, we've got at the end of your turn, it's going to try to...
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I cursed it. It's 3 points because it gets extra 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. So I'm going to use a direction
Every
to
point
fly.
counts.
Okay. It is going to fly 10 feet straight up. So now it's at 35 feet out of the way. It's just kind of like choosing a direction and going, and that is it. Legendary action. All right, Eldon.
It's just gonna fire a bow at it.
Okay.
It's still blind, so we all have advantage still,
Yep.
correct?
And you're blessed.
And you're
Blessed.
blessed.
Thank you. I just asked you about that, didn't I? So 15 plus 1. 16 to hit.
That
Get your modifier.
Oh yeah, 16 plus a whole bunch.
Yep.
Plus 7.
that hits.
Favorite foe plus that. I'm going to use his lightning to imbue it with the draconic essence. That is the wrong dice. That's 5 plus 6. Right, that's 3, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. That's 11, 12, 13, 14 points of damage. 3 of that was lightning damage, if that matters.
Okay. Sorry, you said 14 with 3? As
Yes.
lightning? Okay. Okay. All right, anything else?
I have a bonus action open, but I can't do anything with the damn thing. He's way too high for Theratrix to get, so. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good, because Theratrix can only hover at like 10 feet, so.
Okay. You see this creature like kind of panicking up in the air, 35 feet up. It does this like in this moment, this gust of like wind that it whips around itself. You see it's almost like it stands up straight in the air and then uses its wings to just like flap as hard as it can. Not to move, but to like push whatever was around it away. This dust devil is too far away to be impacted by like getting pushed away from them. It's about 20 feet up off the ground. This is 35 and it has 10 foot, so it's not able to like push that out of the way. And that's what it does. You get the impression like if you were closer, you would be pushed away from this creature. All right, Ayla, you are up.
Okay. For Bardic, do I have to use that like right away, or is that like I hang on to it
10 minutes.
for 10 minutes? All right. I would like to try to cast Guiding Bolt at level 1, but try to upcast it, channeling my shard.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, +4 though, still 2, right? We're still blessed.
Yep.
Oh. Is it? Hold on.
You
Does it
have
still
a-
have disadvantage?
You have advantage on
Okay.
the attack.
So first you're rolling to see
Attack.
if the shard works.
Oh, okay. That was a 1.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. That wasn't the attack roll, though. Okay. And then I still have advantage. 'Cause it's blind. Okay.
and bless.
Okay. Okay. 12. 14 plus 4. 18.
The bless makes you do a lot of really quick short math.
Yeah.
My brain
Plus
short
2, plus 4.
circuits. My brain short circuits.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. That is 4d6.
Need any d6s?
1, 2, 3. Got it. Oh, thank you. It's fun to roll them all at once. Oopsie, that doesn't count. That was the bardic. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Bardic inspiration dice come on Tuesday.
Of radiant.
All right.
Then there'll be no more confusion with people's random D everythings. Let's go up after this.
You poke your head out and then shoot this radiant light towards the creature. It gets hit and it's kind of like turning its head to try to figure out which direction. Immediately after you do that, you see it like whips its tail around and is gonna, as a reaction, send a spike your way. That is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
That's a lucky goddamn shot. Because it's blinded, right?
It's blinded. That was with disadvantage.
So he did it like, was it the movie Wanted? He curved the bullet around the rock.
It's like when you, the hearing is like super tuned now. It's like,
15 points of piercing damage. Ooh. As it finds purchase somewhere on your body, and you are like, oh, fuck. Okay.
And for my bonus action, I want to move the Dust Devil. So the monster is 30 feet
It's
up
35
higher
feet.
now? 35.
So it's 15 feet higher than where you put your dust devil.
Okay, I can move that 20, I think?
Yes.
Okay.
So do you want to move it?
I would like to move it. I'm thinking, like, since it knows where that shot came from now and that it hit me, like, I would like to place it so that if it were to fly towards me, it would land within 5 feet of, or approximately, like, kind of in its path over here.
All right. So you're kind of making a calculated.
Like, I'm hoping I can
Lowering it.
intercept it, like,
Right.
mid-flight.
So you're gonna like lower it down a bit, or do you want it to be high up so that if it's still flying?
I want to keep it high because I feel like it's going to keep flying.
Okay, we'll keep that. All right.
And that's good. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, top of the round. This creature is going to, you made a decent call, so it's going to attempt to fly in that direction, but it's not got a perfect science here, so. It is actually, it kind of like tries to calculate going down in your direction, and ends up flying. Let's see what its fly speed is. Reminder. It is, what did I say, 35 feet up. So it's gonna fly down at an angle, and like it is going to hit the ground down here. But it's flying down in that direction.
Does it take damage?
did that on purpose.
It's going to take damage as it hits the ground and like bounces off a rock, this boulder. And I'm gonna roll to see if it goes prone. So actually another one. Okay, so take some damage and then I'm gonna roll to see if and then it falls prone. So it hits the rock and it goes like, and it just kind of like slides a little bit, and is prone on the ground.
Tried
and
to
like
kamikaze, but
blinded.
it hit the water before it hit.
You can see it falls to the side and the mouth is like lying on the ground. It does not have anything within its reach. You see it, it's going, that's all its movement. It's prone, it can't do that. So it's just kind of flailing a little bit at the moment. And Ayla. No, yes, Ayla, you are.
I don't know what the fuck to do.
All right. I'm gonna put it to sleep. I'm gonna give us a little chance to regroup. So it needs to make a.
I think you gotta roll your dice first.
Yeah. Hey.
Almost took out Eldon.
Do I drop concentration?
Sorry, I
Does it
can't
do
reach.
damage?
You would roll
25.
D20. Constitution.
Yeah. Constitution save.
So this is that first level.
Okay.
Yeah,
25 hit points.
Yes.
15.
Don't forget you're blessed. You're
Sorry.
blessed.
Oh, and I'm blessed. That counts for
No,
saving.
you're fine though.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. So
There's a lot of things to keep track of right now.
You-
a lot going on.
Having somebody in the party buff everybody else is fantastic, but it's a lot
Have a
of
lot
like,
of
oh
buffs
shit, I forgot
happening.
this. And
This might not work now that I think about it.
yeah, you look over and you try to cast your spell and you see it. It's just like flailing around and
That was a
the
waste.
the tail is whipping all in the direction. There doesn't even seem to have kind of noticed.
Oh, I'm gonna run past Iolite, just going fuck, and hide behind this rock. And I am going to, now that I see where you are, I'm going to do a little dance, do a little shake, and give you some bardic inspiration.
excellent, thank you. Now, when that happens, do I know that came from him?
Yeah.
Her.
Yep.
Just gonna like look over and
I think you
nod.
just kind of you feel. I think you see me going. And you're just like.
You feel like that.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm feeling inspired. All right. At the end of your turn, the creature is going to stand up out of prone and is now just kind of like. Its eyes are not that you would be able to see necessarily from where you're at, although you're fairly close at this point. Its eyes are just like dilated, like it can't see at the moment.
Want to get high?
Yeah. Kethra.
How far am I away from it?
Gonna
You're
kill
pretty
this
far,
party.
like a good
But then I got high.
Okay, I'm not that far enough away. It's
gonna
20,
rip
120
the
feet
t-shirt,
to do
but
Moonbeam, so
then I
I'm
got
going to cast Moonbeam on it.
Okay. Moonbeam.
Hell yeah. That satellite laser beam from the heavens.
We got swirling rocks. We got laser beams. There's pew pew.
We got dust devil. We got it all going on.
You can't go
right now.
anywhere without walking into something.
All right, and where would you like it to be? Is that right, or like right directly on it?
Like directly on him if we can.
Right into a rock. Because I got high. Because I got high.
I like it. There's so much stuff
The
going on.
simplest goddamn song, too.
Yep.
Yeah, this
All right, I know he's hexed. I'll just keep that in front of my face. Okay, and then what is that? A saving throw, or just damage, or how does that work?
Constitution of 13?
That is a natural 2. Plus.
Oh,
So it fails.
burning this
As
thing up.
Anybody got
this-
another one I can borrow? Thank you.
What do you need?
It's like, thank you.
As
Like, I
again,
need a
the rest
D10.
of you standing
This one,
and kind of hiding behind the rocks, you see this like bright light come
And-
down from the sky. Even though it's
11.
well, the suns are starting to set. So 11 points of.
Is it radiant
Radiant.
damage?
Yes.
When it starts its turn, you get to do it again.
I like that.
Even if it makes it, you still roll, but it takes half the damage.
Nice.
All right.
it's
So,
like always
anything
hits.
else?
Power.
I want to move forward just a little bit to maybe like right about there, but I want to leave Nyx behind.
Okay.
And try to get Sally's ass back
Yeah,
here.
Sally is gonna back
Like
up.
you guys get behind me.
Okay, we've got the end of your turn. It is I'm gonna give it the ability to make a perception check at this moment, at the end of your turn, instead of using one of its legendary actions.
rubs its head really good.
I think blinded, it fails any perception checks automatically when it's blinded.
If it's trying to see.
Oh, well.
Right. Well, it's gonna try to
I
listen.
smell bitch
Yeah,
in here.
right. Yeah, it's gonna try to listen for like what is going
It's
on
the
around.
smell.
It's the smell.
What was that? Plus,
I smell bitches.
okay. All right. So that was its legendary action. Kai.
Yeah. So Kai will just peek out from here and Eldritch Blast, because that's all I can do. 2, 15, 20 to hit.
That definitely hits.
It's 4 points of force damage.
Okay.
Bardic Inspiration. You can use that for ability checks and attack rolls.
And saving throws.
Yeah. It's like almost everything.
Everything. Yep.
You notice, Kai, with your more than one hit point that hit this time, that like you push out with your Eldritch Blast and like that dark swirling energy, it like hits the side of the manticore, but then it seems to almost like shrug it off a little bit, and it kind of turns in the direction that your blast just came from.
Don't use force damage.
Looks like it hit, just not as strong as you hoped. Anything else?
I think I'm just gonna try and get some cover back again.
All right. Eldon.
Poke his head out. Take a shot. It's gonna like move the 5 feet over it so I can. I can't see it actually from where I am, can't I?
No, you can see it.
Didn't mean to roll that. It's 23 plus a bunch.
Yep,
To hit.
that'll hit.
Yes, because of the
4, 6, 8.
That is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 points of damage. 6 of that is lightning damage.
Okay.
Right? Come to that right? That's 7, because that's plus 3. Plus 4. So yeah.
So you see when your arrow like hits into the front of this creature, it backs up a step, and the lightning like crackles around it. It does seem like the arrow doesn't quite pierce as deeply as you would expect, but it is a hardy creature. But the lightning damage does have an effect as it reels back.
He'll yell out that he thinks magic will hurt it more than conventional weapon attacks.
All right. As you yell that, you see its head like snap in the direction that your voice just came from.
And he's gonna... I'll use my movement and Theratrix's movement, because I didn't use a bonus action, so I'll come in and come with me.
How far are you going?
Until like the split, like the ass crack right there. I can't shoot that. Those are like joined, right? I can't.
Yeah, you can.
I can't shoot them.
Okay.
Would have been nice.
The end of your turn, it is going to it's going to spin again. So as it hears that, you see it just kind of like starts doing this spin, standing in place and like getting up on its hind legs. It's gonna try. Starting with Kethra. That was really low, like an 8 or something. So no. I'm gonna say you've got full cover, Eldon. Actually, the rest of you, Sally is gonna make.
Oh, Sally! Oh, Sally!
No, that hits. The 12 is gonna hit him.
Yeah. Next time we run across this, hey man, you said you was gonna take care of Sally.
Take some goat enemies.
Like it's the big bad evil guy. It's gonna be.
We
that
warned you
goat
about
guy.
that shit.
Big bad evil goat gang.
Yeah, no, I can't even give her cover. Sorry. You hear a sad sound
Sally's big
as
prize.
Sally drops to the ground.
She wouldn't have
Can
moved
Nyx
when
take
all this
off?
was happening. She wouldn't have
She's
run
as
behind
far
the
wants to
back
run
in
away.
this crevice thing.
Oh, okay.
with
Nyx
Nyx.
wants
Like
to
there's
run
a
away.
wall there. There's not a gap.
Oh.
Like Nick,
Yeah.
Nick wants to
me,
run
that looks
away,
like a
but he
gap. I
won't.
can't see.
No, there is a gap, but like only because like
Oh, that's alright.
Yeah, she was protected for a little bit, but then not so much. And there's this kind of like, and then when it stops, this creature stops
back on the menu.
and then turns its head in the direction where you're standing. You see it
Awesome.
like looking at you, but not because its eyes are
I
just
mean, we
not
have
able
food
to
for the
focus.
next few days.
That's what I'm saying. Does anybody have any curry?
Okay.
Warma.
I believe we're on Iolite.
Yes. Just to confirm, did we say that if we cast Healing Word as an action instead of a bonus action, it's the full amount? Okay. So for my bonus action, I would like to use my Starry Form, but I would like to use the Chalice.
Okay. So, standing next to you, Iolite flickers, and then her universe body with all the glittering stars appears.
When Iolite changes, does it just like happen all at once, or is there like a slow build? Does she spin like Wonder Woman? Like how does
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I was
What's the
gonna
most
say Sailor
dramatic
Moon.
possible?
Sailor Moon's pretty dramatic.
So you have a whole 30 45.
35-second transformation.
Your clothes go completely gone, and you just white enveloped.
Okay, and now that I am Chalice,
I mean, it's
I would like to
iconic.
cast Healing Word
Absolutely.
as an action, so that would give me 1d4 plus 2. And then, because I have Chalice, and you're with, I'm gonna give you 1d8 plus 2 hit points. I don't know if I roll that or she rolls that.
You roll.
Okay.
So you get 1d4 plus 2.
1d4 plus
Like
2, yeah.
get
sipping
6.
from your chalice, or like what is
Yeah.
this?
You
I
get-
drink
Like,
your
Did
milk.
she just turn into a star person and be like,
And you
drink
see
this?
the constellation of the chalice glowing within that universe body.
I know,
that
I
is
know.
there.
I can't remember though.
And
You get 9.
your 9
Thanks.
back,
And
you
I
get
get 6.
It was because of the oil, and they put
Mhm.
the
Brings
oil
me
from
back
the
up to full.
I gotta look it
Nice.
There you go. Okay. Anything else?
I can't do anything. Well, I could move, I guess. No, I'll stay there. That's fine.
Alright.
Is this There Will Be Blood? I don't remember that.
Yes.
Okay, we are at the top of the round. You can see it kind of blinking a little bit as it's working through this blindness. It is going to. Alright, so it's on the ground. Last person to hit it came from this direction. So it is, and it heard that, but then it heard the squealing it heard the squealing of the goat over this direction. So it is going to turn, and it's going to go at its full movement on the ground. You just see it kind of charging in your direction, Kethra.
Awesome.
Awesome.
It has to take a moonbeam at the start of its turn.
Oh yeah, it has to take Moonbeam at the start of the turn.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
It's
Oh yeah, it's on the.
con save for
Oh, it's a con. For me,
when you roll the 2d10. If they make it, it's half. If not, they take the whole.
that is a 5. So it feels this like pillar of light that is encompassing it.
Is
12.
it 12 or is it plus a modifier? It was 12.
Spells don't normally. You don't add modifiers
fair, it's
outside of healing
And
spells.
it is going to run its full 30, which is not. It runs in this direction. Gets right about here. And then as it does, and it ends its turn there, it's going to, you watch, and I'm not going to roll for it, but you watch as it takes 2 wide claw attacks and then spins its tail like it can't see that you're not right there, but if you had been, that's what would have happened. So it's standing there just like wildly attacking in its vicinity.
It's getting beat up.
That is the end of its turn, and now it is Ayla.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy in the direction that it was before. I'm going to simulate the sounds of many goats.
Okay.
What are they saying?
I don't have that power. I don't know what the fuck they're saying.
Oh, what a beautiful day.
I'm gonna have it make like a concentration kind of check to see if it is gonna focus on this direction or go backwards.
How's the creature looking?
It's looking beat. It's looking pretty rough. From what you can tell, like you've seen. Oh, there's an ant on the table. You've seen
Where is it?
It went under the lip.
Manticore in the past. That's actually.
What are we looking for?
Here it is. Kill it. Kill it.
Just give it to me.
This one's a little bit.
I like how Pat was like, I'm gonna save this gentle creature. Julie's like, fucking die.
Put the corpse in the trash.
I
It's
want
a
him
little
dead.
bit difficult to know because like a normal healthy looking manticore has like red blood and looks healthy. This has looked a little ragged.
It
since-
looked pretty beat from the start.
It just looks off, like all the other things we've seen so far. All right, so sorry. Ayla.
I made goat noises.
Big goat noises. Okay. I rolled, yes, and I rolled the concentration. It did keep its concentration on this direction.
I thought more enticing target behind it might lure it back.
It's a fairly intelligent creature. Not to say that it disbelieves that there's goats there, but an attack came from this direction.
Should have been like, yeah, kill me!
Anything else?
That's all I can and am willing to do at the moment.
Okay. Alright. I actually did not roll to see if it gets back something. Does not. At the end of this turn, it's going to move another 10 feet forward as its legendary action.
Beautiful.
No, I'm sorry, it's only 5 feet. No, it's 10 feet. It is 10 feet. Awesome. But it only needs the 5 to get to you.
So it
And
means
then
you can theoretically just lay still as it walks
Yeah,
over.
it's kind of
you.
like rushing forward. But that's all it can do. It can move it. Okay, now it is Kethra.
It can't see me at all, right?
It cannot see you right now.
Beautiful. I'm going to wild shape into a wolf
Okay.
and then just try to attack.
All right.
Because it can't see me. And then I can try to move, I guess. Nix, come with me!
All right. We got a gray wolf or a brown wolf.
Grey
Oh, just
wolf.
a regular wolf or a
A dire wolf.
okay. Gray wolf.
Works for me.
Like that one.
All right. So you watch Kethra yet again form into
Sally's corpse out of the way.
Sally. Guess the light
The light just went off.
died. Okay.
You just bought that too, didn't you?
It charges.
Oh.
Okay. All right. You're gonna attack.
Yes.
All right. Do it up.
Which
Yeah,
wild
you have
shape
advantage
is it?
on all
There?
attacks
Dire
as because it's blinded and it can't really like defend itself or move.
5 to hit. And it's 2d6 one hit. So you're gonna roll the d20. You're gonna roll that twice. Take that higher.
13.
13 plus your attack.
5.
All right. 18 to hit. That does
You
hit.
should be blessed too. So.
Oh yeah, she didn't need it, I guess.
Oh.
And then so you roll 2d6.
Thank you. 4.
And then you're gonna add.
And 4 and 3. 4 and 3. 7.
And then if the target is a creature, it must make a
DC
DC
13 strength saving throw.
or be knocked prone.
Or be knocked prone.
Sorry, what was the total amount?
What was the total? You just put too many numbers at me. I'm like, what just happened?
Four
Thank
points
you.
of damage.
Thank
All
you.
right, 4 points. So you notice as you like hit, your claws don't quite have as big of an impact as you're hitting this creature, but
And then it needs a strength saving throw DC 13 or is knocked prone.
it's a natural 20. So it like feels itself grappling up with a creature its size, and it like steadies itself and. Gonna push forward. Do you have another attack, or it's a single attack? It's not multi-attack with the direwolf. That's just with the bear, right?
Yeah, it's just a single attack.
All right. Okay. At the end of your turn,
Creature
unnecessary.
wails in anger.
it is going to try to do its like gust. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
You're in the wolf form, so you're going to use your strength.
Oh, yeah. You got a 3.
And your D4 because you are blessed.
Yep, you're blessed. So 3 plus 5
4.
for strength.
And
add
5.
that.
No, 3.
Is it 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
3 plus.
3 plus 4 plus 5.
Oh, okay. All right. So that is a
12.
12? Yes. Just makes it. So you feel yourself like being pushed back, but like dig your claws into the ground and are able to stay in place, not being pushed backwards from it.
Gotta protect Nyx back there.
Oh, yes. All right, Kai.
Well, alright, the Eldritch Blast ain't working. So he's gonna take out Bloodletter's shadow, come up behind it, and attempt to attack.
Okay.
It's 13 plus 3 is 16, 21 to hit.
That hits.
It's a D8. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay. You see the sword just easily kind of slides in, and it lets out this strange roar that's a combination of human and lion, and is definitely aware of you.
That's all I can do. I don't have any bonus actions.
You don't have any more movement.
It'll take an attack of opportunity on me.
At disadvantage, right?
And not worth it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I did 1, 2, 3. For its third legendary action and last one, it is going to. It hasn't done its spin yet this turn, right? That's what it's going to do. You see it starting to feel like, looking like it's panicked. It's kind of like stumbles for a minute, and then it spins its body around, flapping the wings to try to encourage, I guess, the spikes to go far. So same, it's cocked. Same order. A natural 1 for you.
Woohoo!
Nat 1 for Kethra. That would be another natural 1 for. Oh, I keep.
Is it you? I was like, who got the natural
For
one?
Kai.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna eat it.
This is-
I'm gonna eat this whole plate of spike. Okay. Give it to me, DM.
Okay, I was gonna say, if that's another fucking that one. Alright, 12 plus things, 18.
That hits.
That hits. That is 13 points of piercing damage. Theratrix is an 11 to hit.
That misses.
And then you two have total cover. It would not hit the two of you back there. So you just see
So
like
far away.
you can, yeah, you can hear all of the off of the walls of the canyon around you here.
You called that. You did eat it.
Yeah, oh yeah, the whole plate.
Okay, now we are up to Eldon.
Eldon's gonna He's looking pretty rough. He's gonna limp around the side of that rock.
The backside?
Yeah. Right before he makes it around the edge, he's gonna do his attack.
All right.
So 14 plus the blast plus that. I'm assuming that hits. It's like 25 or something.
That hits.
Did you use your bardic inspiration?
I have not. I haven't needed it with the advantage, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna use that anyways. So that's 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 points of damage. 2 of that is lightning.
Okay.
And then Theratrix is still there. I'm going to mentally command Theratrix to swoop in.
Okay.
And I haven't used my bonus action, right? So I can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't used my bonus action. And he's going to go ahead and bite.
Theratrix swoops in and tries to like grab onto a tattered wing.
It's a... Is it 13 or 15? 13 plus 15... 15 to hit. Sorry, I forgot it's... He doesn't use my... To hit, he uses the proficiency bonus. So 15 to hit.
Should be your proficiency plus its strength.
Yeah, you're right. Does that hit? That's more than 15.
What would it be?
15. It's its strength is 3, so plus 5. Fuck.
Yep.
13 plus 5.
That hits.
Sorry.
18. Yep.
The math, I chose the wrong thing for my math abilities. And it's 1d6
So you
plus
latch
that's
on.
plus the proficiency bonus. 5, 6, 7 points of damage. I mix up the to hit with the damage.
The only reason I remember
is
is
proficiency bonus.
anytime you go to hit, it's always
It's
proficiency plus either strength or dex.
Yeah.
All right.
Or
So you see
spell.
Theratrix kind of latch onto one of the wings and is hanging on as it's flapping and moving. Doesn't have any other legendary actions. So Iolite, what's that?
Could I move like here, or is that too far?
You'd have to dash.
Okay.
Just so, did I already say that he's looking real rough, Eldon? I don't know if I said that last turn. I thought I did.
Okay, but I could get to like here.
Oh, you can get
Person.
right here. Like you can get.
Might be someone saying, look at a cute dog.
Okay. Do I have like a line? I can't.
Okay.
I couldn't choose a spell thing though.
You can't see that. Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
You go this way and be able to see it.
Yeah. And then I'd be far from Eldon. All right. I'm gonna go with this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast
I mess with
bonus action healing word on Eldon, but I want to try to use my shard to upcast.
Okay.
So I'll roll that first. That is a 17, so it works.
It works.
So
Yep.
it's going to be level 2.
Level 2.
Um,
And you're doing that as your action?
as my bonus action.
Okay.
So Eldon will get, since it's upcast, you're going to get 2d4 plus 2.
You see the
7.
Thank you.
you see the area in Iolite's chest where the shard is embedded, like glows very, very bright. It's like the brightest star in this universe that is her body for a moment, and then feel that warmth enter yours.
And I'm taking 1d8 plus 2 for the chalice, so 3, 5.
Right.
That heals you too?
It can
Oh,
heal
because you
myself,
use
or
healing
as long as I'm
word.
within 30 feet of someone and
That's
I
cool.
cast a healing spell, I can either like double cast it on somebody or myself
Oh,
or
that's really cool.
whomever, as long as we're like within 30 feet of each other.
All right.
Okay. And then for my Action. You know, I can't see it, so I guess I'm just gonna stay there.
You can dash if you want to be able to see it next time.
But it might do something.
It
Although
might
it can't see.
It might do something.
It might do something, but it can't see. So that's a good point.
I don't know how much longer that's gonna last.
That it can't see. That's true too. You know what? I'm just gonna stay right there.
Okay. All right, we're on top of round
Too
6.
nervous to make a decision. So
This creature is going to attack the creature that is in front of it with its multi-attack. And with disadvantage. So we've got it reaches forward to bite you for a 13 to hit.
My armor class is 14, so no.
Alright, so it kind of lunges forward with this, like it's got a face of a man, but when it opens its mouth, it's got these large teeth like a lion. So it just kind of lunges forward and just like,
God damn.
moves out of the way. And then these are 2 claw attacks. And that is a 10 to hit? Nope. A 9 even? Natural? Nope, that's a 7, but another 9. So it just kind of lunges forward, but again, it's blind. It can't seem to make contact. That is its turn. It's not even a move.
Fucker.
Okay.
Sorry.
Ayla.
You're a badass wolfer now. It's all good.
That disadvantage.
I am. Can I see it if I'm right here?
You're pushing it.
That's a yes for me.
Not sure that logic holds up in the eyes of man or the law.
You're pushing it is not a no.
You're pushing it.
I'm going to vicious mockery, snatch cheese.
Hey, snatch cheese.
Did you just lure it towards
And
3 of the party?
It's
Is that what you're
No,
doing?
it only hears this and gets a headache.
is that a con save or
It is
save,
a
or?
wisdom. Hold on.
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom save.
That is a
14.
9.
So it takes nice. 2 psychic damage, and it still has disadvantage, but it just got more disadvantage. And I am going to.
How would you like to deal a healing
2
blow?
points. Yes. That's awesome.
On this creature.
That insult was so mind blowing that
Snatch
it's
cheese.
it's like
Brain just
what?
explodes.
And then it just starts bleeding from the nose, and then bleeding from the ears, and then its eyes just slowly turn red and roll into the back of its head as it has a brain hemorrhage.
And you watch as this creature
You just gave it a
Just-
stroke to death.
Right.
like mid-swing to like trying to grab onto this dire wolf standing in front of it, just falls down with blood coming out of its ears and eyes after having been called snatch cheese.
That was on the
Snatch
fucking on the
cheese.
generator.
This is a different insult generator. It's from sweary.com.
Go back to the old one.
And that is how this creature meets its end.
The almighty snatch cheese.
As it falls to the ground and you all are...
No longer a manticore. That's what it's going to be called now.
You stand for a moment over, looking at its body, breathing heavily, and then look over to this pile of strange fruit sitting on the ground in the back of this area. And that is where we will take a break.
Oh boy.
God damn!
All right, so you all stand at in this outcropping on the mountain of Yamari. And looking over, you can see this rotted fruit pile as the still body of the monstrosity that is the manticore you have just destroyed begins to cool, sorta. It's really hot still.
Does
What are
this
you all doing?
fruit pile look like local fruit?
No. It. You all now kind of taking a moment and looking at the body and taking a breath. Well, these three recognize it from just the few seconds that you had to see it before the rats came and tore it apart. The two of you did not get to see it. So, also, you see Nyx kind of standing next to the body of Sally, the goat, the trusty goat who has brought you this far, carrying some of your gear and helping make your trek a little easier.
Sally.
She lies lifeless on the ground
R.I.P. Sally.
with a spike sticking out of her body.
This may sound insensitive, but do we bury
Dinner?
her? Or do we
Eat her.
make her into rations? I mean, I would not think twice, but you had a conversation with her.
Theratrix hops over and looks at Sally and then looks at you and says, "Did we fail?"
Will she come back, Papa?
It's hard to say, Theratrix.
But we did not protect.
You're right, we didn't. We'll talk more about this later. Because we're like everybody's like turning to look at them. Certain things sometimes take what's called precedence over others.
So Theratrix looks at all of you and then looks back at you and just says, "So this life was not as important as others?"
How the fuck do I answer that about a goat?
Are you guys having this conversation out loud?
It's out.
Theratrix is just talking, yeah.
It's out loud, yeah.
Yes, Theratrix, some lives are more valuable than others.
And this is why I never had children.
And looks at all of you. Okay.
We're now all expendable.
We all just got
Your
marked.
choices die.
Theratrix will
The
remember
needs
that.
of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
Can I turn around, try and take a look at the strange fruit?
My
I mean,
question still stands
any-
about the goat. Do we bury her or do we eat her?
Is there like anything, I mean, that's, familiar at all outside of Versing, like anything from history or...
This is... You describe it as as you get closer, you can only best describe it as a fruit because that is what your brain can comprehend in this moment. There is nothing that you know or have heard about that looks like this, that as you get closer, there's this smell that's coming off of it that is, it's like a sickly sweet, kind of smoky, strange, completely abnormal smell and look. And you would guess that it's not really fruit. It just, where you're at, it looks like it could be a local fruit of some kind that's maybe rotted and congealed into a pudding kind of thing.
I would not get too close. It's best to be safe. Perhaps Kethra, when she is done being a large dog, can set that on fire.
Maybe a physical attack is enough and Kai will Eldritch blast it.
Okay.
Right.
I think he's far enough away.
Roll damage.
We're gonna have a Ghostbusters
10.
toaster moment
Nice.
here.
You see it, the force hits this pile of pudding fruit and it splatters out. How far away?
You're nowhere near.
How far away did you want to be?
Probably like 15, 20 feet.
It gets close, but it doesn't touch you. But now it's kind of like splattered up against like the back of this little outcropping and then across the sides. It's not as like congealed and in a pile anymore, but
Are we on just a rocky surface, or is there like grass and stuff?
I wouldn't necessarily. Well, there's like little patches.
Is there any that got on any like grass? I'm looking for like to see if it's hissing and melting.
Oh yeah, no. Looking at it, the way that it reacts to any kind of like organic, you don't notice any acidic properties to the fruit itself. The fruit.
As I look around at kind of where it has landed, if I have some jars and some shears, is it on anything that I could theoretically like snip off and have it fall into the jar? It's like a small sample.
You could definitely like scrape some off into a jar.
Okay, I think I'll do that.
Okay, you can mark down that you've got strange fruit scrapings. Strange fruit in jar.
Be extra careful with that.
We may want to move. The last time we saw that hundreds of rats came and joined into one creature, and we had to fight it. That was back at the river.
Yeah.
We may not want to stick around to see if more show up.
Does the manticore's face look like anybody I recognize?
This is the face of your mother.
Kind of get close to the manticore and take a look. No, mostly because it's a strange mixture of a man and a lion creature. If it was a person who had been converted, like there's enough of the features that change that you may not even recognize. But that's also not typically how manticores are created.
Man, if Arik was here, he'd just stop pulling teeth out of it for trophies. That's all I can think about.
That's a good idea. Can I pick up some
what?
manticore spikes that it shot around?
Make a nature check. You're gonna...
13.
Okay. You do, but in doing so, you take 4 points of piercing damage. You are able to...
Pick it up from the pointy side.
There are all kinds sticking out in different angles. Like, it's not like a single... What you know, or what Eldon has seen in the past is like a scorpion tail, like a single, point. This is an aberration. It's not tentacles, but the points are all over. So, like, in trying to harvest it with a 13...
So it's like a spike, but then it's got like little thin thorns coming off.
It's like trying to pick up a pineapple fruit. It's gonna suck.
Yeah,
Grab it.
It's a regular tail with a bunch of spikes all sticking out, different angles. Roll
I'm imagining like a stegosaurus tail.
Because you didn't succeed on that, roll a d4. See how many you can grab.
3.
Okay, that's how many you get.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with these, but I'm gonna...
Did you come over towards...
I've only been playing Zelda for like 3 days. I'm like, I'm gonna forge these into a weapon like in the game.
What?
What did you get?
Don't worry. That was a success.
Okay.
For my thing. Don't worry about it.
It's cool. I ain't worried. Who said I was worried? I'm not worried. You worried? Be worried.
So, what are you all
I'm not the one who has to be worried.
doing?
You don't know that.
The suns are going down.
I think I do.
The suns are going down.
Do we know how much further we have to go?
You don't really. But yeah, you don't really know how much further, but Kaylin did tell you that if you kept going, you should be there by this evening.
We were just sidelined, though. So.
We should try and keep moving. We can't be far from it.
It's definitely not staying here. Perhaps if we do not make it to the top, we find another outcrop that we can spend the evening.
We should try and put distance between us and...
The fruit mess.
As you're talking, you see a rat comes running out from like behind a rock and just starts like going at. It's just the one, but it's just like.
We gotta
Fucking just
start going.
Kai like shoots an eldritch blast at it.
Okay. You smash
Shoot
it.
it with a magnum.
It like smears against the back.
Eldon's gonna walk over to Sally's body and take a knee and say something that only him and Theratrix hear.
What are you gonna say? Take us something else. I'm used to Eric.
Just lop that off. And just and then like nod to the poor massacred body of Sally for her dutiful service and the fact that they're way more sentient than I thought. And then he's gonna get up and start walking into the opposite direction, wherever the
Where did
path
just
would
like
lead
keep
out.
going.
I'm gonna take Sally's climbing equipment.
Yeah. So you kind of gather up the rest of that gear. It's not a huge difference, but her presence was helping you, so that will be taken into account as you continue.
We're gonna have to fight those ghosts later.
Can I turn back into myself?
Oh yeah,
And then I
definitely.
just want to go grab Nyx and pick him up.
Okay. Sure.
Surprised as your dire wolf you didn't eat Sally's body.
Maybe
I'm
we're all
not
thinking
that
about
evil. I'm not that evil. I'm not going to eat my friend.
Hide the evidence from the evil goats.
Are you leaving Sally out? Are you leaving her where she fell?
it.
But then
It's too much of a burden.
we can't bury her. She's
And unless we're gonna eat her, there's no point in bringing her.
it's all rocks. You said, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I said hey, I said something in remembrance of poor Sally.
I got you all to do a goat memorial. That's some D&D right there.
Nope, we gotta.
I didn't
climb up.
expect her to die, but
Well, I'm the only one that apparently that respected her enough to say goodbye.
You get to talk to her. Like
You're the
you
only
did.
one that got to know her.
Yeah, she was just an animal until you started.
She was a
I just held the leash. That's all I did.
Until you start having conversations.
all right. So you all are continuing on.
Yeah, I want to change back to you so I'm not
Okay.
really bright, shining light everywhere, drawing attention to things.
All right. So you keep heading through. The sun's beginning to disappear behind orange and pink and light blue clouds off over. Every once in a while, through the cracks in the rock face, you get to have a really good view of the sunset, which is the sun's set, which is absolutely beautiful. You know now.
We didn't even get great ones. Like compared to like what I've seen, there should have been.
As they're walking, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
See what it touches.
Another hour or so, the sun's having faded, you begin to hear
This is
a sound that gives you hope. Ariel singing from the ocean, far, far below, beckoning you. Make a Constitution saving throw to not go into the water and die. For the siren's call. No, you start to hear the sound of falling water. And it gets a little bit more green in these jungle mountains. You had kind of walked through an area that was mostly rocks, but wherever greenery can grow when it comes to this region, it will. And so it begins to get more green as you go further in, and you eventually come across this this waterfall. But immediately you see something unusual that catches your eye. You see that there's water falling, but seemingly from nowhere, into a pool of crystal clear, like a small pond of sorts, but it just exists in the rock, and it does not fall further. So there is a almost freestanding waterfall that is cascading from nothing into a pool that then goes who knows where. There is a rock wall, like a wall of rock behind, but there is nothing showing that the water is falling from atop of it. So, like, you can't walk behind the waterfall because there is still that mountain, but there's no source for the water that's falling. This pool that the water falls into, also, like, logically, as illogical as this all is, couldn't possibly hold the amount of water that you are seeing fall into it. So the water has to be going somewhere. But you just turn this corner to this beautiful sight, crystal clear, shimmering, even in the darkness. What is today? Today is... I didn't write it down. I think it's the 13th. As the suns went down, the brightest moon this evening is Phelan and Isvian. As you look up and see this, like, the blue and purple swirling, the moon that represents twins and doubles and pairs, they are the brightest. So all of the light around has this, like, slightly bluish hue. Next to it, also, the Naklir, which is the teal moon of the youngest of the gods, is what would that be? Half. It's that half thing, half word.
Waxing, waning.
Waning.
Billy Gibbons. No,
So
no,
this
Izzi
waterfall
taught
is kind of glittering a little bit of blues and teals in the night sky with the stars shining above.
Am I still in the lead? The way we...
If you want.
Has anyone ever seen anything like this before?
What do I know from stories, myths, books of
Make
this?
a history check.
Now you can have your bardic inspiration that way.
I know nothing.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 5.
Okay. What you would know is that legends say that Yamari is
Happy.
in the Laughing Rise, and that there is a gate that one can pass through to be able to speak with her.
Eldon's gonna take an arrow out of his quiver and walk as far as he can up to the pool before he touches it, and just kind of like stick the arrow in the water of the falling water.
Okay. You walk up and stick it into the pool.
Into the falling.
Okay, so you're going into the pool to get to the
Okay, I didn't realize how big.
Yeah, it would be another one of those situations similar to the other one where you'd have to kind of
Sure,
like
then
walk through.
yeah,
So
I'll do
as
that
you-
and make sure that it's in the pool.
Okay.
And if that turns out to be just water, I'll go in.
So you walk forward, and as you approach, you begin to feel this kind of warmth that is coming off of the waterfall itself. And it's stepping forward, and you take your arrow, and you're testing how deep. It's like an inch. Like you put the arrow in, and it ground just right there.
And it feels like magically warm, like that feeling.
There's a It's like this gentle warmth that's radiating from it.
It feels warm and it's not that deep. Can we see? I'm just having a hard time visualizing it. Did you see? So we've come to an end.
Yes, like well,
and
you could
the
keep
water is
going.
coming out of the like rock face.
The water is falling from the sky in a way.
Okay.
Like there is a rock face there, but that's not where it's not like coming over, it's just falling from nowhere. And then there's a pool of water that you would theoretically have to swim to get. It's not super large, it's only about 10 or so feet from where you're at to where the waterfall is, but you would have to walk the water.
You know what? Elton's gonna do it.
Okay.
Fuck it. I'm gonna walk into the waterfall and see what happens.
So as you
Either it's gonna be good or it won't be, and I'll die.
you step into the water and your foot hits ground. This is not a deep pool, even though it looks like it should be. As the water hits, it like disappears as if it was going deep and mixing with the rest of the water. It's just a thin puddle almost. And as you approach, what are the rest of you doing?
I wade or walk into the pond, lake, water. First, it's crystal clear. What's the bottom look like? Is there any sort of like pedestal or non-natural looking formation like just under the water? And if there is not, as I go over to the waterfall, I'm going to like put my hand through the water and see if there's anything there, and see if there's
hold on.
climbing holes.
Hold on.
Doing a lot here.
Is everybody else? Are you walking? Is everyone going towards the waterfall? I guess is the.
Eldon's gonna take his hood off and let that cool water.
Okay.
I'm not going in the water, but I would like to walk the perimeter of the pool and just look for anything that seems unusual, interesting, remarkable, or
Okay.
any way that stands out. And also if there are any nice looking, really little rocks.
Okay.
I'm not going. Just sitting in the corner with cuddling Nix.
Okay.
Kai's gonna keep a lookout around, make sure there's no other flying things in the area.
Okay. So just the two of you,
You
are approaching.
and I are gonna die.
All right. So first things
Bless my
first.
God.
As the two of you step into the water and approach the waterfall, you begin to hear this like very faint laughter that starts to mix with the falling of the waterfall into the pond. And as that is happening, you go to look down and you all start to see this mist that begins to roll in just out from the sides, from the area that you just came from greenery all around you, kind of cascading down from where the waterfall is falling, and your vision as you look down to see is there anything there gets obscured by this mist that starts to take over. But looking up, you start to look down to see if there's any rocks, and then all of a sudden there's mist all rolling in. You all can kind of see each other. You two definitely can, as you're standing there, and then you both turn to look at this waterfall, the actual falling water, and you see that it begins to kind of ripple and change until it becomes almost this smooth as glass mirror-like reflection, and the water stops falling but stays exactly where it was, meaning it almost turns into a standing mirror in front of you, and it gets very, very silent.
It's reflective like a mirror.
And you look at the still water in front of you, and you can see yourselves.
Once it gets quiet, Kai's gonna turn towards where the waterfall was and try and see if he can still
But
see.
everybody sees it, not just the two closest to the.
So you can kind of see, you would have to get closer to see what they're seeing, but you can see the shadows of your friends standing where they were.
And we can still hear the laughing.
Is it like-
It's almost more like a.
Is it like a pleasant laugh?
Yeah.
Or is it okay? Well,
Yeah, it's like
you have to
a.
ask. Well, hey, you never know. This is D&D.
Or like the
It's
creepy
almost like-
child laugh from like horror movies.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say that the creepy child laugh
I've
from
done
Are
that
You
to them
Afraid of the
before.
Dark
Yeah.
in the opening.
Yeah. No, it's like a far off, almost like a wind chime somewhere off in the distance. That's just like tinkling laughter, and it's
Kyle
very
walking
difficult to.
towards them since when the water stops. Like he's gonna immediately like, hey, there's something going on.
Are you both standing on the edge of the water? Okay. So you approach, and the three of you can see in this standing still water your reflections. Every movement that you do,
I touch it.
you touch it, and it is solid.
My finger doesn't go through.
No.
I take my pack off and I take out the bloody flower, unwrap it,
Okay.
and I go, I bring an offering to respects for Yamari.
You stand there, and your reflection does exactly what you do on the other side. You're placing it down on
Like the base.
the. Okay.
How does one speak to a god?
And I thought bringing an offering would open dialogue.
Help us, Yamari. You're our only hope.
You watch your reflections doing everything that you are doing. And there are moments when you're looking at them where they just don't seem, something seems a little off, but you can't put your finger on it. Maybe it's because this was water and it's a little bit warped, but everything that you do, they mimic you.
Is my flower floating away, or is it just kind of...
Well, you can't, there's mist, so you like kind of place it down, and if you stand back up, you're going to lose sight of it.
Well, gotta pick it back up.
Okay.
In case this is the wrong offering pool, I'm not going to squander my offering. Alright, just gonna keep looking
Make,
around.
the three of you, I'll have you, the three of you make perception checks.
Oh, Jesus. Actually, ha ha ha. Whew, ha ha ha. Ha ha. I'm gonna use that. It's the first time I've done it the entire time. Ah, that's much better. Yay. 22.
Okay. How are you inspiring yourself to look deeper into this reflection?
He's thinking very hard about the words that Theratrix said, about things mattering, and if even such small things like Sally does. Then he's going to kind of, not making eye contact, but looking at the faces of all his companions. And just kind of just like, we need to do this. Like, we need to protect this island, these people.
Okay. What'd you roll?
Total of 22.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
13.
Eldon. Looking into this reflection, you try to, like, you're looking at yourself, and you can't, like, every time you move your head, obviously you're looking at, it's a reflection, so you're trying to almost look past, because what you do notice is that what's behind you in the mirror does not appear to be what's behind you in reality, although difficult to say now because you're surrounded by mist. But there is something beyond your reflection in this standing water mirror. You can see twinkling lights. You can see more green, hints of it. You also notice that Theratrix is standing on your shoulder in reality, but in your reflection, he's not there.
I'm going to reach up and to like make sure he's there.
Yeah,
So
he is
I'm
there.
So in the reflection, I see things
You can see a hint of things.
when I turn around in real life and look away.
It's just mist surrounding you.
Can I take a few steps away
Yep.
from it and see where it goes?
You turn around and take
Just
some
walk off a
steps
cliff.
back, and you recognize that you are in the area that you were in to approach this in the first place.
Tell everybody, I'll point out that there's things in the reflection that look like they're behind us, but they're not.
This is the place.
I'm
This
gonna
is-
come in now and start.
This is where we give our offerings and tell her why she should help us.
I offered the flower. It
You
is
hear a
just
little-
floating in the water.
Like a laugh that comes from behind.
Okay. I put it back down in the water. Offerings.
Are you staying back
to
or?
the
Oh, yeah,
goddess?
she's not going in the.
I'm going and joining them and looking in the reflection now.
Okay.
She doesn't trust it yet. Kethra doesn't trust it yet.
That's probably smart.
Kai is gonna slowly put his hand on Eldon as he walks past him towards it. He's gonna open up his jacket. Gonna take out a brooch. I don't have many things of value. Quite frankly, this is probably one of the most valuable things that I have. I found this when I found my jacket, and in a manner of speaking, it's when I found my way. But this is supposed to keep me anonymous, and right now is not the time. We need your help. We do not know what's causing the things to attack your island, or what has happened to your guardians. But what I do know is that we are here to help, and we are asking you to show us the way. I'll place the brooch almost like touching where the mirror and the water meet.
You see that reflection on the other side. Make a persuasion check.
You know what? Let's use the nat 20 that I have, so that makes it a total of 25.
All right. As you place that down and then look up and make eye contact with your reflection, you hear a voice that sounds so gentle and caring and loving and kind, coming from behind that reflection. And it says, "Oh, my dear, you just need to get out of your own way to come speak with me."
Do we all hear that or just him?
You all hear that.
Can I reach up and try and touch? Can I touch through the reflection?
When you do, the Kai on the other side reaches and essentially blocks you.
What if I close my eyes so I can't see the reflection?
Same thing, you feel that resistance against the glass.
Maybe we all try it together.
All right, I'll get in.
And you step onto into the pool, expecting, even though your brain is expecting to go down, because that's you're expecting to wade forward, even though you see your friends standing there. It's like that weird, where your brain goes to step down, but it's actually a flat surface, and then you walk across and see yourself approaching as you get closer. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just talking to myself, I suppose. Look past yourself. That's what she said.
Oh, have to get out of your own way.
I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna turn sideways, and then try to go in, like push in, shoulder.
You watch as Ayla closes her eyes and then leans in, and her reflection on the other side, eyes closed, leans against, and they're leaning against each other in the reflection.
I want to say, Yamari, it seems like you like to laugh. What do you call a fish with no eyes? A fish. Maybe, guys.
There's a little tinkle.
That was actually a really
From
cute
somewhere.
joke. Okay, I totally give you that.
A little.
All right, you can
Not
come
enough.
in now.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Maybe she wanted some laughter. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna have everybody roll an intelligence check.
Should
No,
I-
it's going to be a wisdom check because that's the common sense one. So we're gonna go with wisdom. I'm not saying you know how. I'm just saying
That's what we need.
the common sense.
11.
Okay.
13.
18.
16.
We have like a perfect spread.
Ayla and Iolite, you kind of have this moment as you're watching. You guys spend a few minutes like kind of pushing and like waving and closing your eyes and backing up into it, and you both, you kind of brainstorming on the side, like get out of your own way. And Ayla, you rolled 18, right? You step forward and look at your reflection in the still waterfall, and you say, "After you," and you step aside.
I would have never figured that out.
I don't think any of us ever will.
And your reflection on the other side smiles and then steps forward, but in doing so, like it's like the moment they hit where the waterfall is and where the reflection, where the mirror meets the plane that you are in, they just kind of disappear into nothing. And there is no reflection on the other side. And now you can reach through without any hindrance.
Be polite to yourselves.
Go on.
And
Steps to the side.
your reflection again is a little like tilted head and a nod with a very slight smile, and then steps through and disappears.
Before I go in, I'm going to call to Nyx to come jump in my bag, and then I'm going to move aside. And be kind to myself and maybe let my ass in.
Eldon's gonna speak to Theratrix and say, I don't know why you're not in the reflection with me. I don't know what'll happen once I walk through here. But I'll bring you back.
I'm not worried.
He'll reach under and he'll like grip his whatchamacallit. He has like a focus.
Mhm.
And just nod and half bow to his own reflection and step aside.
Iolite will do kind of an exaggerated curtsy and say, "After you, madame."
Your reflection on the other side does an exaggerated curve back and then steps. And they all get out
Is
of
Kai
your
the only
way.
one that was semi-rude to his reflection? Like,
Let me tell you, if
works.
Ernai was here, he ain't getting in that room.
And Kai, you kind of bend down to pick up your
Brooch.
Your
Hitting the
brooch.
waterfall with a hammer.
and now you all may step through.
Well, that's because Erdnot could never get out of his own way.
No, good. He would.
He's
He would
literally
be.
a dwarf.
He would be stuck on the outside because he would not be polite to himself.
As you step through this hidden entrance and into the heart of Yamari's domain, you are immediately struck by the sheer beauty and majesty of this space that is before you. Let me get my music. The air is warm and fragrant. It is rich with the scent of 1,000 blooming flowers. and the sound of rushing waterfalls. Everywhere you look, your eye is drawn to vibrant colors and lush greenery. There's an endless sea of life and growth that seems to stretch on to infinity. It seems impossibly large in here. There's a vast and intricate, it appears like it's a terrarium of sorts. It should not be able to exist within this limited space, but here it is before you. You are just kind of left to marvel as you come in. There is just the wind chimes coming from nowhere, this ever-present sound of light laughter surrounding you. And there is sunlight that filters down, although you can't quite logically make sense of where it could be coming from, as you are within the confines of a mountain. There's a warm glow that just the entire space takes, and you can see the small animals that are flitting about, and there are birds that are chirping. There are gardens all around. It is just as if you're standing on top of a mountain and looking down and across, and yet if you step forward, you're on ground level with these gardens. There are butterflies fluttering from flower to flower. Everywhere you look, you can see evidence of Yamari's joy and boundless energy and a celebration of life and all of its beauty and everything that it entails. And even as you all kind of stand there looking around at this unimaginable space, there is still this strange sense of foreboding, just like in the back of your minds. What secrets are held here, and what challenges does being here mean for all of you? And as you silently all take in this space, all at once you feel this presence that suddenly pushes from behind you, and you all turn around and see this vision unlike anything any of you have witnessed in your lifetimes. Unimaginable beauty, just radiance, this stunning humanoid-shaped entity, striking features that are shifting and changing as you look upon her to kind of fit what your mind envisions as beauty. Her skin is smooth, unblemished. Her eyes are wide and sparkling with this joy that seems to just radiate outwards from her. She has a headdress of vibrant color and intricate flowers and leaves that are all woven together in this impossible pattern that seems to shift and change as you are gazing upon her. And as she makes a single step forward, you can see that she's wearing this flower skirt that rustles against the ground and around her hips. And you can see that her entire body is covered in glitter and this vibrant decoration. It seems as though every inch of her skin is adorned with sparkling gems and shimmering colors. She's just the embodiment of joy and celebration in this space. There are birds that fly and land and then take off again. You are just lost as you look at her.
Do each of us perceive her differently?
Yes. I will not describe her any further than that, because whatever you are picturing as the most beautiful creature you could imagine in that moment is what you see.
So it's Rihanna?
Yes. Queen Rihanna. Yes.
So I could theoretically see everything you described, but as a tiefling and not human.
You can see whatever you want. Coming from this island, that every depiction of Yamari has always been different. There is no singular depiction. The statue in the center of the Balstead village is different from the statue in the center of Mosswick. Paintings that people have done have shown her always wearing something of similar style. A huge headdress of flowers and intricate patterns, glitter and gems and joy and colors and all of that, but everyone has envisioned her differently. And as she steps forward, at the same time almost embodying the entire space, but yet just a standard-sized humanoid in front of you with the glow from behind, you know, the extra that the gods all seem to enjoy. She says to you, "Welcome. Welcome, my friends. I'm so glad to see you. Come, dance with me, sing with me. Let us celebrate this moment. You have come so far to reach me, and I am filled with joy to meet you." And that is where we'll stop.
We met a god.
I'll turn to Julie like that meme. First time?
First time.
Good timing, you guys.